Live from the AM1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
And Onyeka Okongwu, 5 on the floor for Atlanta. And Daniels turns it over. Let's go! Brandon Miller, how do you do?
Play fake. Stafford fires. Nacua again. Nacua will take it to the end zone. Puka Nacua, 41 yards. Darnold, play fake, looks, throws, caught! Smith and Jigba. Warner in motion. Darnold throws, caught for the 2 points. Eric Saubert. They throw to a guy who hadn't made a catch or was targeted all night long.
Rebound Marcus Smart. I will give Nurkic underneath. Oh! LeBron! That's what they came to see.
Yes, exactly what they did.
Talking to Jay Kidd before the game about Detroit, their 21-5 record. Here comes Coop, and Coop with ill intentions! And he deserves to flex.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show. There we are. Welcome in, everybody. AM1310 WDPN. Of course, we are streaming live everywhere. Q92 Radio Sports, Q92 Radio YouTube channel, WDPN X, Facebook, Twitter. You know the drill. We come to you live. I know it's hard for you to tell because there's just a wall behind me. Well, we are coming to you live from Lake High School today, the home of the Lake Blue Streaks, the Sam Bourquin Show live on location. And don't forget a little bit later on tonight on our sister station, Q92, as we will have the Lake Blue Streaks taking on the Green Bulldogs tonight. Lee Foster and I will bring you the call tonight on Q92 and Q92radiosports.com. A little bit later on tonight on the AM right here on WDPN, Christian will have the call as the Alliance Aviators are in action tonight. So we got you covered. AM Hoops, FM Hoops, and don't forget to check us out and follow us on all of our social media platforms and streams between 1310 WDPN and, of course, Q92. Welcome into the show. It is a fill-in-the-blank Friday. We'll get into that here in just a couple of minutes, but want to welcome here to Lake. And thanks to Brock Klein and the outstanding folks here for making us feel at home. We got here about a little before 2 o'clock today. And got all set up, and so far so good. The Wi-Fi is hanging in there with us, and we should have a fun show. A little bit later on today, head coach of the Blue Streaks, Tommy McBride, is going to stop up, and we're just gonna have a little conversation. Me and T-Mac, we go back a long way. We can talk about a lot of stuff, including basketball, and he'll join me coming up here this afternoon. Brock Klein, the outstanding AD at Lake High School. He's going to be popping up as well. So we're going to have some fun here this afternoon before we get into basketball gear around 6:30, 6:45 later on today. Let's see. What are we going to talk about today? Okay, of course. Well, how about the Rams and the Seahawks last night? It's amazing. They did it again. The NFL did it again. Another Amazon Prime nail-biter, white-knuckler, oh my gosh, football game. They continue to do that every Thursday night. Not quite sure how they do that, but anyhow you want to look at it, any way you want to slice it, for its entertainment value, it was very good. 38-37, Seahawks pull that game out in the rain at home in Seattle, and now they've got the upper hand as far as the NFC West is concerned. Meanwhile, the Browns and Buffalo will get together at the stadium on Sunday, 1 o'clock. Temperature's going to be around 30, 31 degrees. Doesn't look like any precipitation right now. Doesn't look like the wind's going to be crazy either, so it should be a pretty good football day for Buffalo and Cleveland at the stadium. Buffalo is still about a 10.5 point favorite in that ball game. We will hear from Kevin Stefanski coming up in just a little bit. I think I was able to find the latest Cleveland Browns injury report for the game on Sunday, and I'll be sure to pass that along to you as well. Plus, we'll go over some of the other big ball games coming up this weekend in the National Football League, and see if we can point you in the direction of maybe a couple that you want to make sure that you get in front of the TV for and check out. College football tonight. Is it me, or how under the radar has maybe because Ohio State's not playing, but how under the radar has the buzz been for the playoffs, for the college football playoffs? Like, I almost completely forgot until like Wednesday afternoon after the show was over. I was like, oh my gosh, because I was getting ready for Ross Benjamin from Wager Talk to come on the show yesterday. And if you missed that interview, it's up in all of our social media platforms if you want to go back and listen to that. I thought, holy crap. So for tonight, it's Oklahoma and Alabama. That ball game is in Norman, Oklahoma. The Sooners are about a point and a half favorite there. And then there's 3 games tomorrow. One really good matchup, Miami, Florida, is going to battle with Texas A&M. And then the later games, not much juice, but you never know. Tulane, Ole Miss at 3:30, and then I think at 7:30 tomorrow, it'll be James Madison. The Dukes are going to take on the Oregon Ducks out in Autzen Stadium. So out of the 4 games this weekend, I think there's 2 really good ones. Oklahoma, Bama tonight, and then A&M and the U tomorrow. I'm surprised at how they're the time slots they're putting these games on and the channels that got them. But it is what it is. So college football this weekend. We got a game tonight. We got 3 tomorrow. And then, of course, the National Football League, in all their infinite wisdom, in their greed, they just couldn't let tomorrow be fine with the college football playoffs. They had to play tomorrow. They had to schedule 2 games tomorrow. At 5 o'clock, the Eagles and the Commanders, and then at 8:20, it's the Packers and the Bears. I don't know why you just couldn't play these games on Sunday. I mean, seriously, have your big Sunday slate. You got your Sunday night. You got your Monday night. I know it's been kind of a semi-tradition lately with the NFL playing games on Saturdays, but this was before the college football playoffs came into effect. So I'm just kind of curious why the NFL still feels I know why they're doing it, because they're making money hand over fist. But why they need to play these games on Saturday? Why don't you let the college football guys, let the college football world get their due? Let them have the whole day. I don't understand why the NFL feels the need that they have to play tomorrow, but they are 5 o'clock and 8:20, and then of course a big slate of games coming up here on Sunday. But the college football playoffs. It's been. I got to believe in this area, maybe it's just because we're waiting, right? We're waiting for the winner of Texas A&M and Miami, Florida for Ohio State. And then we'll play them next week. I believe the Cotton Bowl down in Dallas. So quiet. Am I crazy? To me, it just feels like it's been quiet as far as the college football playoffs were concerned. I remember last year we were in the first round, and there was all this doubt and all this crazy stuff after the Michigan game. And then we just kind of, boom, we jumped right back in there after the bye week. So maybe that's what it was. There was a lot more buzz last year. It was a night game in Columbus. Remember, Tennessee was coming in. They said, we're going to take over the shoe. We're going to buy all the tickets. And then, 42-17, I think the final score was. So the Buckeyes definitely had the upper hand in that one last season. But the whole new ball game this year. Also, the Cavs and Bulls are going to play again tonight. Second time in the last 3 evenings. Tonight, it will be at Rocket Arena in downtown Cleveland. We talked about the Cavs a lot yesterday and trying to figure out what the problem is, what the issue is. Do they need to make some moves? How do you toughen guys up that really can't be toughened up? It's not in their character. And I heard a lot of discussions today on national radio about, what is the fit with Darius Garland? Are they better off without him? Could they move him? Could they move him and somebody else? Like a Jared Allen in a package deal, maybe a 2-team deal, a 3-team deal. So not saying that's going to happen, but kind of want to keep your eyes peeled and your eyes and ears open as far as the Cavs and maybe some possible moves are concerned. And at the end of the day, this is a basketball team that is, 15-13, right? And we have not been playing well at all, against good teams or the bums. The Cavaliers are a 7.5-point favorite tonight against the Chicago Bulls. Cavs shouldn't be a 7.5-point favorite over anybody right now, but they are. And you got to remember what Ross Benjamin says. Think like an odds maker. Think like an odds maker. So maybe that 7.5 is up there for a reason. Maybe the Cavs are the play tonight. I don't know. We'll see. High school hoops tonight, as I mentioned, 1310 WDPN, Alliance Aviators in action tonight on Q92. It'll be the Lake Blue Streaks and the Green Bulldogs. We'll have that one for you tonight. We'll go down all of the schedule tonight as far as the high school basketball is concerned. Some of the games that are going on in and around the county. Of course, we'll keep you up to date during our broadcast tonight with the scores of all the games that are going on. On a side note, the D3 college football playoffs continue this weekend as they are down to the Final Four. And those two winners will advance to Canton for the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl coming up here in early January. A little bit later on today as well, we got Sammy B's Best Bet. Hey, guess what? We won again last night, didn't we? Yes, we did. It was close. You had to sweat that one out last night, but we gave you the Phoenix Suns plus the 1.5 against the Golden State Warriors. Boy, that was a wild game. The Suns win that 99-98. So Sammy B's Best Bet was a winner again last night. We're starting to make a little move now. We are 12-9 on the year. So hope we're having some fun with that. And again, that'll be coming up at 4:29. I think we got another winner for you. So make sure you stick around for that. Got a little story on NIL as far as the state of Ohio is concerned. And I was a little surprised at what I read. I'm just going to kind of leave you with a little tease here. You are going to be shocked at the number of student athletes that have NIL deals already in the state of Ohio. You're going to be shocked when I tell you. Absolutely shocked when I tell you. Also, we are going to have On This Day in Sports History. That'll be coming up at 5:29. Right now, we're coming up on 22 minutes past the hour. Get those text line numbers out there for you, 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. And you can always drop your comments on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We're rocking and rolling with that today. We'll interact with you. So drop those comments in there. And don't forget to leave your comments on the WDPN Facebook page, X page, and all over our social media platforms. We are broadcasting live today from beautiful Lake High School here in Uniontown, getting ready for hoops a little bit later on tonight. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on a Fill in the Blank Friday, AM 1310 WDPN. Stay with us, everybody.
Merry Christmas! A Merry Christmas starts with a visit to DeHaas Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping. DeHaas is bursting with festive holiday ideas for decorating and gift giving. From festive holiday centerpieces to fresh decorative arrangements for gifts, get to DeHaas to solve all your floral decoration needs. If you like to do it yourself, we have hundreds of wreaths, pines, ribbons, and novelties to make your own special holiday decorations. All are excellent quality and great values. Wind chimes, bird baths, and yard decorations make great holiday gifts. The holidays are here, so place your household and gift-giving orders today. Get to DeHoff's. DeHoff's Flowers, Greenhouse, and Landscaping, 3517 Beechwood Avenue in Alliance, or visit us online at dehoffs.com.
Of all the ways to get ahead in life, we're one of them. And we're legal. The John Tesh Radio Show.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room.
You're just trying to be better. We're just trying to help. The John Tesh Radio Show.
Join me for music and intelligence for your life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
It's intelligence for your life.
This place has a pulse. You hear it in the canopy, feel it in the ground. Life, fully illuminated, engulfs you. From the birds singing in the treetops above to the tiniest insects in the soil below, you take a deep, cleansing breath, filling your lungs with the essence of the forest. Now, imagine it's all gone. Healthy, life-giving forests reduced to nothing. No singing birds, no lush canopy, and water and food in short supply around the world. Time is running out to protect our forests, and without our love, they can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our forests. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
Bells will be ringing this sad, sad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone. I have no friend. You wish me greeting.
Oh, we're getting close, aren't we? Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. Christmas is just a couple of days away. Hope you're all ready to go. The roads were very, very busy today in and around Canton and, of course, the Belton Village area. And a lot of places, but if you got some stuff to get done, get out there and get it done before it is too late. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show here, AM 1310 WDPN. Of course, we are streaming live, audio, video, on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel as we come to you from the home of the Blue Streaks here this afternoon. We'll be with you until 6 o'clock tonight. By the way, our fill-in-the-blank Friday today, it's more of a poll question, the way I worded it, but your fill-in-the-blank Friday today is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns on – I didn't even word that right. Holy cow. I got to go back and fix it. But the question is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year on the roster right now? That was the question. I got a little bit ahead of myself there, so I just went and edited that, and now it should be up on Facebook, and it should look how it's supposed to. All right? I apologize. So the poll question today is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year on the roster right now? Get those comments in. You can drop them on my Facebook page, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, and we can have a little discussion there. Brian, check it in, says should be Shador. But we all know that it won't be the case. Probably Gabriel if he isn't hurt. Steven checks in, Sam, somebody has to start. That's true. You do have to run a quarterback out there. You can't play without one. Chad Ellis says, no, the starting quarterback for next year is not on the roster right now. Kim says, yes. Are we playing against the Bills this Sunday with no QB? Maybe we should try it. Yeah. My bad on the question. Didn't write it the right way. Oh my gosh, it's getting to be that time of the year. getting to be that time of the year. Just want to remind everybody, next week we will be with you Monday and Tuesday, and then we will be off the rest of the week because of the holidays, and then we will rejoin you the following Monday. We'll be with you Monday from 3 until 6. The following day, Tuesday, we are actually going to be at Mount Union as part of their holiday tournament. We'll have Mount Union for you Monday night at 7. And then Tuesday, instead of our show per se, we will bring you live college basketball here on 1310 WDPN as Mount Union will take on Calvin University. Calvin is ranked number 8 in the country. Mount Union is ranked at number 9. So you bet we're looking forward to that. So for next week, we'll be with you Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll be off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the following day back with you on Monday, Tuesday, okay? And then we'll be off the rest of the week after that with New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and the day after. So we got some off days coming up. A lot of folks are going to be taking vacation, not only with our stations, but you know how it is in the radio and TV business. A lot of people at this time of year just take it off because it just kind of makes sense. You're at the end of the year, folks are doing a lot of other things, shopping and family and dinners and parties and running around and doing stuff for their kids and everything. So that's kind of how we roll here in the biz. So we'll be with you a couple of days next week and a couple of days the week after, and then we'll be full go as we get cranked up here early in January. Right now, we're going to step away for the news and the weather and all those things coming your way from the 1310 WDPN newsroom, and we'll come back with more here from Lake High School. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on a fill-in-the-blank Friday right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Stay with us, everybody.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. President Trump has announced new most favored nation pricing deals with 9 more major drug makers in his latest push to lower prescription costs. The voluntary agreements require companies to sell some medications in the U.S. at the lowest prices offered in similar countries and to offer discounted drugs through a new Trump RX online platform launching in January. While the White House calls the deals a breakthrough, some experts say the impact on most Americans may be limited, with details still unclear and only a small number of drugs covered. Since the pandemic, it seems that every holiday brings a new travel record. ABC's Jim Ryan says Christmas 2025 is continuing that tradition.
The FAA expects more than 440,000 flights in the skies from now until December 27th, with today being the busiest day. The scene at the airport can be summed up in one word: chaotic. Princess Fakunle is a frequent flyer who follows a simple rule long before she travels.
As long as I prepare early, it'll not be as bad.
On the road, 109 million will travel by car for the holiday, a 2% increase from last year. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The Supreme Court is siding with immigration judges and rebuffing the Trump administration for now in a case that could have wider implications for federal workers as justices weigh expanding presidential firing power. Today's decision is a technical ruling in a long-running case, but the decision touches on questions raised by President Trump's high-profile firings and his push to downsize the federal workforce. The justices let stand a ruling that raised doubts about the administration's handling of federal workforce issues, though they also signaled that lower courts should move cautiously. TikTok is one step closer to coming under American ownership, announcing a finalized deal to have a U.S. joint venture take control of the popular app. But ABC's Mike Dubusky says more questions have yet to be answered.
President Trump said in September that Chinese leadership was fully on board with this plan, but so far there hasn't been definitive word from the Chinese government that they support the arrangement to have TikTok fall under the partial control of American investors. Under this new agreement, the U.S. joint venture will control things like TikTok's data privacy policies and the app's algorithm.
The Powerball jackpot has surged to an estimated $1.5 billion for tomorrow night's drawing. No ticket matched all 6 numbers in the latest drawing. Lottery officials say 6 tickets won $1 million nationwide, with 2 others worth $2 million. The odds of winning the jackpot are about 1 in 292 million. It's 20 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
It's going to be cold during the afternoon with temps hovering in the lower and middle 20s. Windy as well. Wind chills in the teens. Cloudy skies for the most part all day long. Overnight, a lot of clouds hanging around with a low near 18. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN, as we come to you live from Lake High School, the home of the Blue Streaks. A little bit later on tonight on our sister station, this one right here, Q92 and Q92radiosports.com. We will have high school hoops for you tonight. As Green will take on Lake, come to you around 6:45 or so from Lake. Now, I can't promise you it is going to be as wild and crazy as the Glen Oak McKinley game was on Tuesday night, but you want to tune in because, what? You never know. This is why we play. All right, so make sure you tune in tonight. Lake and Green. If you can't make it out, we'll be on Q92, Q92radiosports.com, and all of our social media platforms. Also, if you want to hop on over right now to my personal page on Facebook, we got a little contest running there for you. If you want to jump in on that, those that know. And if you don't know, go to my page and check that out and see if you want to get in on that. For tonight, make the game a little bit more interesting for you. No, it's not gambling. Relax. Adam Schefter on ESPN. How about this? Chiefs and Titans are going to play this Sunday. The Chiefs have ruled out Rashee Rice, Trent McDuffie, Leo Chenille, Jalen Moore, Jawan Taylor, Tyquan Thornton, Jake Brennington, Nazir Johnson, Derek Nahandi, and others for the game against the Titans. The Kansas City Chiefs have officially packed it in because they were eliminated from the playoffs last week. And then, of course, Patrick Mahomes on the last play tears his ACL. So the Chiefs have said, okay, we're good. That's enough. We're going to shut it down for the next couple of weeks. So that'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out because the Titans actually absolutely stink, and now the Chiefs are kind of mailing it in as we speak. All right, Sam Bourquin Show. It is a fill in the blank Friday. Get those comments in. Question today. I had to redo it. I had to edit it. So now we're getting a lot more responses because I think I kind of confused some people. So I apologize for that. The question today is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year on the roster right now? Is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year, is he on the roster right now? Get those in, 330-924-7088, and drop your comments on all of our social media platforms. Tony the Roofer says, yes, he wears number 12. Anthony says, Sam, the big question, Sanders or maybe Mendoza or Dante Moore. Interesting. How many of you think that number 12 is going to be the guy moving forward? And even if he is, does that stop them from drafting a quarterback? Remember, they have 2 picks in the first round. And they've got some other draft capital that they could move around. I guess the true discussions, the silly season for the NFL and all that are a ways away. So we don't know what they think about Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, or would they even take a quarterback that high? Would they like to move up all the way to the top? We don't know. We don't know that. But that's why I want to ask today, looking ahead to next year, because basically this year it's over. Is the quarterback for the Browns next year, the starting quarterback, is he on the roster right now? Is he on the roster right now? So you take your pick. Shedeur, Dylan Gabriel, Bailey Zappi. That's it. Is the starting quarterback for the Browns next year on the roster right now? And technically Bailey Zappi shouldn't even be a part of that question or whatever. But since technically he is on the roster, I gotta throw his name in there. 3 games to go. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. The Browns' offensive line is so beat up. And they're going to be I gotta find their injury report. They are going to be sitting guys too. Maybe that don't need it. Maybe they're fine. They just want to shut her down and get the young kids in there. People they're picking up basically off the street, off practice squads. They've been in Berea for 24 hours. Hey, here's a helmet. Go suit up. You're going to go play. So Shedeur is not going to be getting much help from the offensive line. He certainly doesn't get any help right now from his running backs. I mean, Quinshawn will try to block once in a while. Dylan Sampson, not so much. So to me, you're still going to be in a tough spot where you're trying to get a read on how good Shedeur is, because when you're basically putting a minor league offensive line out there in front of him, how can you rate the guy? How can you rate him if he's running for his life? If guys aren't picking up the blitz, if guys are doing the wrong thing. I mean, look, you got a mishmash of guys out there. The offensive line, it's not even close to what you thought you were going to have. At least healthy bodies. So you're good. I just don't know if Shedeur gets through these next 3. And that'll put him at, 6? Will that give him 6 starts? I might be off by 1 there. Is that really, truly enough of a sample size to know that he's your dude moving forward and you want to build around him? Or does it leave the door open more than a crack to maybe explore other options because you think he's not quite what you want, even though it's a very, very small sample size? I think Dylan Gabriel got kind of hosed too, because he got he got a set amount of games, and they said, okay, that's enough. Get 12 out there. So he's going to get a half dozen or so games in, and then that's it. Season's going to be over after the Cincinnati game. So will both guys, will they have been given a fair shot? And to me, the answer is no. And it's not even close. I know the world of football has changed. You no longer draft a quarterback and then groom him for 4 or 5 years, and then you know if you got something or not. Everybody wants whoever they draft or whoever they get in a trade, or if they pick up a free agent, they want them to go in there and they want them to start right now. They don't want to hear about it. They don't want excuses. They don't want to hear that. But guys used to get time to mature mentally, physically. They got experience. They picked up on the NFL game. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen anymore, and that kind of stinks for the quarterbacks, because the quarterback is the most important piece of the football team. And when you're not getting enough reps and experience in practice, in coaching, in film work, in studying, in the whole 9 yards, how can you get a true read on what somebody is going to be? And I'm not making excuses. That's the facts, Jack. Okay, that's the facts. And look, 6 or 7 games, to me, that's not enough. It's not enough time. And you can put that on whatever you want to put it on. I put it on the upper management when you brought 4 quarterbacks in before the year started. So right away, that was yanking away snaps and reps for at least 50% of the quarterback room. So there's that. I just don't think you're going to know one way or the other. When we are done with this season, when the Browns finish this year 3-14, as I predicted 5 months ago, you're still not going to know, because neither guy, I don't think, was given a fair shot, and neither guy was given an offensive line to work with. And Lord only knows the play calling and everything else that's gone into this season. It's a coin flip. So to me, if I had to answer my own question on this fill in the blank Friday, is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year on the roster this year, I would probably say yes, but I can't emphatically say yes, because I don't think either guy was given a fair shot. Rainsburg, am I off the wagon here or what?
No, I don't think so. I could easily see the Browns, especially with their draft picks, grabbing another quarterback next year, and maybe keeping Sanders and the other guy.
Gabriel. Yeah, you could keep them both
and get another quarterback. Start with 4 again.
Yeah, but now you're right back where you were.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they're going to be thinking, hey, wait a minute, what are you drafted another quarterback for? What's the matter with us? Are we not going to get a fair shake? Are we not going to get enough reps? Are we not going to get enough snaps? So, this organization, God Almighty, can't they do anything right? Can't they do anything right?
You know, maybe someday we'll get to see Shador throwing great passes for another team with a good offensive line.
Of course we will. It's
tragic.
And look, I'll be 100% on. I'm not the president of the Shador Sanders fan club. I'm not.
No, me neither.
There's stuff about him that it kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit. But I want to see everybody get a fair chance. I want to see him get a fair shake. I want to see him play with an offensive line. I want him to play under somebody who knows how to call plays to put him in a position to open up the field, open up the passing lanes, the running lanes, get guys open, be imaginative with the offense. And you're just not getting that right now. He didn't get it. Gabriel didn't get it. Flacco didn't get it. And Kenny Pickett probably would not have gotten it. Okay. So this really is not on the quarterback room. It's on the people calling the shots. And you know what? It doesn't always come back to that. We discussed this yesterday. It always comes back to the top. And it's been this way since the beginning of time. If you don't have somebody turning the faucet the right way at the top, what's coming downhill ain't what you want, okay? It's not what you want. I believe in giving people time. I believe in giving them chances. And I will preface that with the older I get, the less patient I have become. That's a true story. You can ask those that know me, what happened to you the last 5-10 years? You used to just let stuff roll off your back. And well, I don't know, not anymore. Okay. But I think you need to give these guys time. And if it takes another year of learning, then so be it. You're not winning nothing next year anyway. Okay. Or maybe even 28. So maybe, I don't know. Do you have a true open competition next year, starting with camp all the way through? I'm talking about the whole year. So you start in camp or OTAs or whatever that stuff is they do. And then you come into camp, okay, in August. And then you got 17 games. What do you do that? You do it again next year? You play one guy 9 games and one guy 8? Whatever happens, happens. You win or you lose, whatever. Then you figure things out. You find out who you got. Hopefully you got a healthy offensive line. You know what? I wouldn't be against that. I know nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to go win 3 or 4 or 5 games again next year. But if it means finding my starting quarterback, I think that's worth it.
Agree.
Then you build around them. You actually, if you kind of get the inclination, or you get that feeling, the light goes on, and you say, okay, I think 12 is the guy. Then incrementally, slowly but surely, you start to build around him. And then you move forward. If you think 8's the guy, you build around him. But I am totally not against kind of just throwing next year to the wind again and give my guys a fair shot, both of them, and see if my starting QB is on the roster. But I don't know if the Browns are going to really want to go down that road again. You know how they get. They get so far on a rebuild, and then they stop. They panic. They hear the whispers. They hear the talking, and then they do something dumb. It's going to take, it's going to take some stick-to-itiveness to ride this baby out. I just don't know if they have the patience to do it because they've got rabbit ears up there. They hear everything that's said about them, whispers. They read everything on the internet. They hear things on the radio and TV. They watch the podcast. They get affected by everything from the outside when they should just close the door and keep everything inside. And thank God Paul DePodesta is going to be gone. All right, he's gone, so we don't have to worry about him. But that would be my plan. Rainsburg, I know we've got some comments coming up on YouTube. If you want to relay those to the listeners.
Keller says Cleveland has never fully committed to a rebuild.
Thank you.
Then we had Mick answer the question saying, yes, it's going to be Sanders.
Okay.
Mike also said, I think you need to go back to letting things roll off you.
I wish, Mike. I wish.
Let's see.
Maybe some year. I don't know.
Our very own Ryan Keller commented again. He says the teams who truly commit will be back to the top in a few years. Example, Jacksonville, Denver, and so on. Cleveland never fully does it.
Yep. They never, when they take it down to the studs, they never stick with it. They always freak out, and they jump the plan. And every time you jump the plan, you start the clock over again. That's what they have to stop doing. I just don't know if they can't help themselves. They just can't help themselves. Jimmy Haslam just couldn't help himself. Had to go get Johnny Manziel. He couldn't help himself. He had to go get Shador. He just had to do it. Get this thing, do the full rebuild. Why half rear end the rebuild when you have seen over the years that is not how you are going to fix things now, and it's not how you're going to fix things long term. Just take your medicine. I know you're embarrassed, and you should be. It's your fault. You screwed it up to begin with. Take your medicine, take the full rebuild down to the studs, stay with it, and slowly walk it back through and get it back going again. That's just what you have to do.
And, if they actually commit to the rebuild, that really crappy season won't be so shameful because you'll have a great team out of it.
Right.
It's not
rocket. You would hope. I mean, we've seen teams gut before and be really, really bad for 2, 3, 4 years, maybe 5 years. And then, doggone it, there they go, winning 8 games. Then they win 10. Then they win 13. Now you're winning a division. You're hosting a playoff game. Now you can start to talk a little turkey. But until you see the whole thing through, and you've got to stay patient, don't let what do they always talk about? Don't let the outside noise take over. And I know it's hard because in 2025, there is so much outside noise, you almost can't get away from. Even if you do shut everything off, your phone, your computer, your TikTok, your Facebook, your Instagram, your whatever. It's hard. Somehow, some way, you will still hear and see what's going on around you in the outside world. And you just, look, I know it's I know the whispers, you can hear them down here, okay? Just imagine if you were in Cleveland. Those aren't whispers. Those are shouting and screaming matches right now. And they've got to listen to it. They got to listen to it because they screwed it up from the beginning. Now they got to pay the piper.
They deserve to listen to it.
Right. You made the bed, you sleep in it. All right? And that's your fault. That's not our fault. That's not my fault. It's not anybody's fault but yours, James Haslam, D, Andrew. It's your fault. It's nobody else's fault but yours. So you gotta go through it. All right? You gotta skate on the ice. And you gotta stick with it. And hopefully, 2, 3, 4 years down the road, maybe, just maybe, we're talking about real NFL football again here in Northeast Ohio. We can only hope, right? All right. Fill in the blank Friday. Is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year on the roster right now? Get those comments in. Text them in 330-924-7088. You can drop those comments on all of our social media platforms. We come to you live from Lake High School today on 1310 WDPN. It's the Sam Bourquin Show on a Fill in the Blank Friday. Much more to come. Stay with us, everybody.
High school basketball is on AM 1310 WDPN all season long. Brought to you by SARTA. I'm Christian Bigglesworth, calling boys and girls action from around the Eastern Buckeye Conference, the Alliance Aviators, the Marlington Dukes, and the West Branch Warriors. And this year, listen live and free on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook and X pages and the Q92 YouTube channel. High school basketball, powered by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. We got about 4 minutes until we get you to the top of the hour. Text line open 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. Live here at Lake High School. A little bit later on tonight, Q92 and Q92radiosports.com. We will have high school basketball as Lake will take on Green. My partner Lee Foster will join me tonight on the broadcast tonight on the 1310 WDPN right here. Christian will have the call as the Alliance Aviators take to the floor tonight here on WDPN. College football tonight. I'll take your predictions on that too. Oklahoma and Alabama. Who wins tonight? I'll run down some of those prognostications for you when we get back here on the other side. We're going to be checking in with Brock Klein, the outstanding athletic director at Lake, coming up here, I would say, between 4 and 5 today. And we're also going to check in with Tommy McBride, the longtime veteran head coach, basketball coach of the Lake Blue Streaks. We'll check in with Tommy Mack. He'll be joining us on the show a little bit later on here today as well. Hey, if you come on out to the game tonight, we'd love to see you. Stop on up and say hello in our broadcast position here at Lake High School. We got a pretty good setup here. You're kind of in the bleachers, so to speak, but there's a little you're just kind of separated, but you're like right in the mix with the fans just about. And then they've got the pep band we're on the far left today, so the pep band will be down to the right. And then, of course, as they get ready for the games here tonight, only one set of the bleachers has been pulled out. And when some of the other teams are done with their activities today, I'm sure some folks will come in here and they'll pull those bleachers out, and we'll get ready for hoops a little bit later on tonight. So we are certainly looking forward to that. By the way, you can watch and listen to us Monday through Friday, 3 until 6, 1310 WDPN. You can also watch and listen on all of our social media platforms, WDPN on Facebook, on X, on Twitter, and, of course, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And while you're there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We always love when you do that. Also, if you missed our interviews yesterday with head basketball coach of Mount Union, Mike Feuline, and our sports handicapper, Ross Benjamin from wagertalk.com, those are up in podcast on the YouTube channel, Q92, and they're also up on our Facebook social media platforms as well. So if you missed those yesterday, you want to go back and listen to them again, they're up there for your enjoyment anytime you get a chance. Also, a little bit later on today, we'll check in with Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. We are just about up to the top of the hour. Jeff Mears will bring you all the latest news and weather and everything that's going on with your world. And we'll have 2 more big hours to go before we get you ready for hoops. Coming up tonight between 1310 WDPN and, of course, Q92. We will step away. It's that time. News is next. Stay with us. The Sam Bourquin Show, live from Lake on 1310 WDPN.
An important part of the Alliance community since 1953. You're listening to AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In North Carolina, federal aviation investigators are on scene of yesterday's deadly crash of a Cessna small plane, killing all 7 on board, including former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle and his wife and family. The plane went down shortly after takeoff from Statesville Regional Airport. At a briefing, NTSB member Michael Graham says it's just the beginning of the investigation. Crews, though, sifting through the wreckage.
Our team was able to locate and recover the cockpit voice recorder, the CVR, one of the black boxes from the aircraft.
Investigators in Rhode Island and Massachusetts say one person is responsible for 2 shooting attacks this week connected to 2 prestigious universities. Officials have not yet provided a motive for either of the attacks. The suspect was found by apparent suicide in New Hampshire. Sales for existing homes rose in November from October, but the National Association of Realtors says the 0.5% bump was lower when compared to November of last year. This is ABC News.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So Christmas is just around the corner, and if you still have gifts to buy, it's time to get to Macy's Great Gift Sale today. Come in and shop amazing deals on the perfect last-minute gifts, and don't miss the Great Gift Card Giveaway in stores only. Enter for a chance to win a Macy's gift card worth $50, $100, even up to $250. Hurry in. It's all happening at Macy's Great Gift Sale this Saturday. No purchase necessary. See store for details. Official rules at Macys.com/Great Gift Card Giveaway.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. This news is a service of Cars Auto Repair. Shane Newman of Plain Township has made his first court appearance in Canton Municipal Court, facing charges including attempted murder. The 21-year-old is accused of pulling a gun on a uniformed Canton officer at the Walmart on Atlantic Boulevard after being stopped for shoplifting Thursday afternoon. The weapon did not go off. He was also found with 50 MDMA pills and is prohibited from possessing guns due to prior drug convictions. Newman was arraigned today with bond set at $1 million. A status conference is scheduled for Tuesday. A four-vehicle crash in Osnaburg Township Thursday afternoon killed one person. The Highway Patrol says a pickup and a car were stopped on eastbound Route 30 while the pickup waited to turn left on Sindel Street Southeast. Another eastbound pickup hit the car in the rear, causing both to catch fire. The car's driver was pronounced dead at the scene. Debris from the crash struck a westbound vehicle. The drivers of the pickups were treated at the scene. The fourth driver was not hurt. The identity of the victim will be determined through an investigation by the Stark County Coroner's Office. Metallus says union members have again rejected a tentative 4-year contract agreement. Members of United Steelworkers Local 1123 voted down another tentative deal October 30th. Metallus CEO Mike Williams says the deal would provide competitive wages, strong benefits, and a safe work environment. He adds the company will continue to negotiate in good faith to reach a resolution. The current contract, covering about 1,200 employees at the Canton facility, has been extended until January 29th. A storage building in Nimishillen Township is a total loss after flames swept through it Thursday afternoon. The blaze was reported shortly after 3:30 in the 8900 block of Columbus Road Northeast. Crews arrived to find the structure fully involved. Firefighters from the township and several neighboring departments contained the flames to the building. The nearby Sacred Heart of Mary Catholic Church did not sustain damage. There were no injuries, and the cause is under investigation by the state fire marshal. State and federal funding cuts are pushing Canton City schools toward a major deficit. The repository reports Superintendent Jeff Talbert says the district lost $7 million this year, with shortfalls expected to reach $17 million by 2028 and nearly $38 million by 2029. The figures were discussed during a Thursday Board of Education workshop. To address the gap, the district is considering building consolidations and layoffs, with personnel costs making up more than 80% of operating expenses. The board will present recommendations January 5th and host a community feedback meeting January 12th. The West Branch Board of Education has selected Matt Manley to serve as superintendent pro tempore as the district begins its search for a permanent replacement. He starts in the role today and will move into the interim superintendent position when Mickey Egley's retirement takes effect February 1st. Manley brings 43 years of experience in education, including multiple leadership roles at West Branch and 6 years as superintendent of the Crestview Local School District. Kobe Brock-Smith of Washington, D.C. is facing up to 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to threatening Kent State University. The 27-year-old admitted Monday in Portage County Common Pleas Court to making a terroristic threat and 2 counts of inducing panic. Sentencing will follow a pre-sentence investigation. Court records say Brock-Smith sent emails, including a photo of him with a pistol threatening to shoot and blow up university offices in July. A court has ordered a drug-infested house at 709 Sophia Street in East Liverpool to remain padlocked and boarded for 1 year. The permanent injunction was issued Thursday by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton. The Morning Journal reports city officials testified about years of illegal activity, including drug raids, a structure fire, and an overdose death. Property owner William Barrett did not attend the hearing, and the ruling ensures the property stays closed to protect neighbors and the community. A bipartisan petition to remove Mahoning County Clerk of Courts Michael Saccone from office is underway today. Republican and Democratic leaders say the move comes after concerns over Saccone's conduct, including alleged abuse and affair with a county employee and use of a racial slur. He has denied the allegations. Residents will be able to sign the petition in January at party headquarters and a local law office, with volunteers also collecting signatures door to door. In Trumbull County Common Pleas Court, former Girard youth softball coach Shane Janetta was sentenced today to 120 to 125 years in prison for sexually abusing a minor. The 40-year-old was convicted Thursday on multiple counts of rape, illegal use of a minor in nudity-oriented material, and pandering obscenity involving a minor. He was found not guilty on 3 additional charges. The abuse dates back to 2017, with the victim testifying Janetta raped her and took nude photos over 10 years. A federal judge has restricted public comments on a civil hazing lawsuit against the Catholic Diocese of Youngstown and Ursuline High School. Judge Benita Pearson ordered lawyers to remove blog posts and not speak to the media, saying public statements could prejudge potential jurors in Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana counties. She stated the case must be handled through the federal court docket, not in the court of public opinion. The future of Insight Trumbull Hospital in Warren remains uncertain as state health officials and hospital leaders continue talks. The Ohio Department of Health held a conference call with Insight Tuesday after moving to revoke the hospital's license. Insight has requested a hearing, though no date has been set. The hospital suspended operations last month after ODH cited heating issues and concerns over patient care. It's 19 degrees and Alliance at 407. This is the local edition of WDPN News, a service of Cars Auto Repair. I'm Jeff Mears.
Since 1996, Kale's Auto Repair Service, Cars with a K, has been the trusted auto repair shop in Alliance. With over 80 years of experience in Stark and Mahoning County, their team provides high-quality auto care and customer service. They offer a range of services from preventative maintenance to engine repair, AC service, and more. The shop features 10 bays, state-of-the-art diagnostic tools, and mechanics ready to get your car on the road again. They accept all makes and models, ensuring top-notch service for every vehicle. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 p.m. and Friday from 8 to 11 a.m. Schedule your appointment today by calling 330-821-3100.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000. Cloudy skies for the most part during your afternoon with temps hovering in the lower and middle 20s today. It's going to be windy as well. Overnight, cloudy skies hanging around with a low near 18. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Live from the AM1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
And Onyeka Okongwu, 5 on the floor for Atlanta. And Daniels turns it over. Leach goes. Brandon Miller, how do you do?
Play fake. Stafford fires. Nakua again. Nakua will take it to the end zone. Puka Nakua, 41 yards. Darnold, play fake. Looks, throws, caught! Smith and Jigba. Varner in motion. Darnold throws, caught for the 2 points. Eric Saubert. They throw to a guy who hadn't made a catch or was targeted all night long.
Rebound Marcus Smart. I will give Nurkic underneath. Oh! LeBron! That's what they came to see.
Yes, exactly what they can.
Talking to Jake Gibb before the game about Detroit, their 21-5 record. Here comes Coop, and Coop with ill intentions! And he deserves to flex.
And flex he did. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. As we come to you from the home of the Lake Blue Streaks tonight, Lake High School, as a little bit later on tonight on our sister station Q92 and Q92radiosports.com, 92.5 FM. We'll have high school hoops for you tonight as the Lake Blue Streaks will take on the Green Bulldogs. That will be around 6:45 tonight on Q92. Right here on 1310 WDPN, we'll have the Alliance Aviators in action tonight. And I believe Christian is on the call for that. So we got you covered tonight, AM/FM high school hoops on this Friday night. It is very cold outside. We still get a little bit of snow kind of whipping around up around these parts as we're just in the Uniontown, I guess you would call it. So if you're coming to the games tonight, be careful. Watch out for some slick spots, all those things. You just need to have the common sense when you get behind the wheel. But if you're coming out tonight, come on out and see us. If not, we'll put you right at midcourt here for our high school games on 1310 WDPN and, of course, Q92. By the way, the Aviators playing West Branch tonight. right here on 1310 WDPN. So I just wanted to get that out there as well. Looks like we got a little baseball move here. The Pittsburgh. Okay, well, all right. I'll go back and get that one. I do have some pretty cool college football news for you. 4-star linebacker Quentin Cipher has committed to Ohio State. He is the number 9 linebacker in the class of 2027. And he picked Ohio State over Miami of Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Maybe a little NIL action there, huh? Hey, it has to be part of the conversation. It has to. Sorry, that's just the way it is. But yeah, Quentin Cyphers, look him up. He can play, man. He is part of the class of 2027 for the Ohio State Buckeyes. That is some pretty cool stuff right there. I thought I saw there was a deal. Yeah, here we go. Major League Baseball. This according to MLB.com on X. The Pittsburgh Pirates reportedly to acquire second baseman Brandon Lau in a 3-team deal with the Astros and the Rays, per multiple sources. Pittsburgh would also acquire outfielder Jafe Magnum and left-handed pitcher Mason Montgomery. Houston would get right-handed pitcher Mike Burrows, and Tampa Bay would acquire outfielder Jacob Melton and right-handed pitcher Anderson Brito. So the Pittsburgh Pirates are making moves during the offseason. Are the Cleveland Guardians going to do anything? Are they? Look, I know they signed a pitcher the other day, 1 year, for like $5.5 million. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Are they going to do something? So frustrating. Every single offseason. Everybody's just making moves. They're getting on the horn. They're talking about contracts. They're trying to work out deals with some other, not the Guardians. They're just sitting around doing nothing. So even the Pittsburgh Pirates, boy, they take a lot of grief, you know what I mean, the last several years because of their payroll and certain things. They're even making moves today. I see there was another trade earlier today where the Rays and the Orioles it was like a 5-for-1 deal, and the Orioles picked up a pretty good pitcher. So they're making some moves, but the Guardians are kind of sitting on their keister. Poll question today on this Fill in the Blank Friday is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year on the roster right now? Get those in 330-924-7088, or you can always drop those on all of our social media platforms. All right, we have our first visitor. Here he comes. He's ready to roll. We have you put those headsets on over there, and we're going to get into a little discussion here at the home of the Blue Streaks. And, of course, this is the outstanding athletic director here at Lake, Brock Klein, joining us here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Radio YouTube channel and all over social media. Brock, how you doing, bud?
Doing well.
Man.
Sam. Thanks for being here.
Let me get you turned up here a little bit. Guys, put that a little bit closer to you here with your there you go. Crank you up here a little bit. So here we go. Busy game day. You got a doubleheader coming up here tonight. You guys did have school today. There were a lot of youngsters last night thinking that there may be a little freeze action and they would not have to come in, but there was school today, and so now everybody's off for a little while, aren't they?
Yep. Yeah. So this will be our last day of school until the 5th of January. So they're out of school till then. I know my kiddos were hoping to get the day off school, and that didn't happen for them either. So we're in it and grinding it out.
That's right. So how has the school year been so far? As you guys got going here back in August, of course, we've gone through an entire football season, some other sports seasons. We're now transitioning fully into the winter season. But how have things been going for you since you guys opened the doors to start the 2025 school year?
Things have gone really well for us. I think we've seen lots of growth out of our kiddos. We have new leadership in Mr. Brett Yegley is our new superintendent this year after Mr. Tobin retired. But what's been really, really great is we've we've continued to do the great work that we've always done, which is invest in our kids, make sure our kids know they're loved, coach them up, and create unique experiences for them. And I think we did a good job of that this fall. We had tons of great success on the fields and on the courts. Had a really strong volleyball season. Had a great girls soccer season. Our cross country teams competed well. Our football team did awesome under Coach DeGeorge. So really, really pleased with the fall and happy with what our kids were able to put together. Moving into the winter. Winter is a long season, right? So it just goes and goes. Yeah. But this is our second of 3 girls-boys doubleheaders. We've already actually hosted one. We opened up the season for the boys with a doubleheader, and our girls, it was our home opener too, with Wadsworth and Ellett that night. So we're gonna play here tonight. We've got another one coming up with Jackson later in the season as well. So we're settling in. Everybody's rolling now. Everybody's competing. I'm liking what we're seeing on the court, on the mat, in the pool, and bowling. And so we're doing great things and really having fun.
Do you know offhand within 5 or 10 or 50 or 100, what's the enrollment right now here at Lake High School?
So at our high school, we're just around 1,200. So,
wow.
Yeah,
okay, that's bigger than I thought.
It is bigger than most people think. We are the smallest school in the league, right? That's not a secret. We are the only Division III school in basketball, volleyball, soccer in our league. So we're punching up, above our weight a little bit, but that we're gonna answer the bell every time. We've been the smallest for forever.
Right.
That's not gonna change. So we're sitting right around 1,200 kids in our building.
I know you guys probably do projections of what the enrollment may look like coming up 2, 5, 10 years from down the road. Do you guys have a read on that, what it's going to be like, or is it going to, right now, are we in a pattern where it's going to be kind of steady and status quo?
So we are, like most people, projecting a slight decline over time, and that's due to a couple trends that affect everybody. Birth rates is a big one, right? So we know that over time the birth rate has declined, and so we are going to see a dip in enrollment. For us, we're pretty landlocked at this point in time. There used to be tons of farms in Harville, Uniontown area. Now there's not. We have a couple of developments going in, but our school size will stay probably about the same, and it'll take a little bit of a dip. There were some, post-COVID was interesting. You kind of see those kindergarten classes shrink a little bit, but you start to see them growing up a little bit more. So we're projecting a bit of a dip, but I don't think it's anything crazy or different from what our peers will see too.
Brock Klein is our guest, the outstanding athletic director here at Lake, joining us here on the show, 1310 WDPN and Q92 Radio Sports YouTube channel. I ask a lot of the ADs that I get a chance to go one-on-one with, whether it's over the phone, but at games, basketball, football, what's it like to be the AD at school X? What is it like to be at school B? And for you, what's it like to kind of oversee everything at Lake and the kids, the community, the other administrators, the parents, the corporate community that you try to get heavily involved? What's that like for you?
It's I really enjoy it. Our position is unique in the school district because of our touch points, like you just mentioned. There's a whole bunch of different stakeholders that we are kind of charged with maintaining continuity with, building relationships with, engaging with, trying to get folks to give of their time, talent, and treasure for us. My path is a little bit different than a lot of my peer ADs. I came from the collegiate world, so I was an associate athletic director at the University of Akron prior to coming to Lake, and I was an assistant AD at Kent State University prior to that. And so I got to spend a lot of time at the collegiate level and hone some skills that I really enjoyed. But I always kind of had my eye on the high school space. It was something that I've always been interested in. I'm a Lake grad. Bruce Brown was my athletic director, and when the position opened up, and I was given the opportunity to make that jump, I'm really thankful. Our community is really unique. We've got incredible families. We've got an incredible group of teachers. We have wonderful administrators, and our kids are awesome. And so when you kind of combine all those things, this really is, folks have described it as kind of like the educational utopia, where, if you look at our test scores, for instance, we've 10 years in a row, we've had the highest test scores in Stark County. We've got really kind of a small town feel, but we get to compete with the big dogs, which is fun. And so we've got, I think, some of the best facilities in the area and in Blue Streak Stadium. This building that we're sitting in, you wouldn't know it, but it's coming up on 25 years old.
Is that right?
That's right, yeah. So
we were we were talking about the old lake, which was the middle school where they used to play basketball, the original house that roars, as Tommy used to call it, and Bruce Brown. If you would have told me, I don't believe it's 25 years, but I'm gonna go with you on that one. But I mean, this to me still feels like, I don't want to say it's like, you know, it's the brand new, but it doesn't look 25 years old to me.
Yeah, no, right. So that's a testament to I'll give a shout out to our facilities crew. You know, they're setting up for the game right now. You know, we take great pride in are great stewards of what our community has given us. And so, you know, there's work to be done, right? Like there's an arms race of sorts in facilities always.
Sure.
But what we do have, we take incredible care of and make sure that it serves our community well. And like this building is a testament, you know, to that. You know, Blue Streak Stadium was built in, you know, I think 1987, 1988 was like one of the first seasons that it was
aged beautifully,
right? And it has. It's one of the most unique facilities in the county, and I would argue the best place to watch a football game. So, you know, we've done a great job as a community of taking care of our stuff and being, you know, great stewards of what the community has given us. We've got great corporate partners. Our booster, we have one booster club, which is unique. A lot of schools have different ones. We've got one athletic booster club that supports all of our sports, which is incredible. And you know, their partnership is invaluable for us. They take care of a ton of stuff for us. And you know, you can't do it without the parents and the kids. And I'll shout out to my coaches as well. You know, my coaches and the sacrifices that they make for our kids is astounding. And I don't think I can say that enough. I can't thank them enough. I know oftentimes it's a thankless job, but they are investing at a high level in kids that are not their own. Oftentimes at their families are the ones who are making the sacrifices. So, you know, this is a wonderful community. It's a community that raised me. It's a community that I've had an opportunity to come back to. And, you know, one of the cool things is, and some people know this, some people don't, like my dad, I got to hire my dad to be the head wrestling coach here. So my dad's the head wrestling coach here. So I get to see my dad. And he works in the cafeteria during the day. So I get to see him. So this place it has raised me, and also has the people that did actually raise me in the building too, which is fun.
Lake Athletic Director Brock Klein is our guest. We know that football and in some years Lake basketball kind of is the revenue driver, so to speak. But you also have a lot of other teams in the different seasons here, winter and spring and fall. And maybe get us up to speed on those teams, their facilities, what they're looking like, if there are going to be improvements made to those down the road. Kind of get us up to speed there.
Yeah, so we like our wrestling program's near and dear to my heart. We practice over across at the athletic complex. The booster club actually just purchased new wrestling mats for them over the summer. Those are coming in soon. You know, our spring sports don't get a ton of love. They kind of get, honestly, spring sports is tough in Northeast Ohio because of the cancellations, because of you know, the challenges that we have with weather. But really proud of the work that we do to maintain what we have. You know, we play baseball at our varsity baseball field, which is on the property of our bus garage, or our 43. We call it the 43 Youth Complex. So it's a ton of grass fields out there. And we have softball right behind the stadium, actually, in the Lake Township Community Park. And so our softball team is going to be, you know, they're coming off. We've won back-to-back Federal League championships. Our softball coach is Federal League Coach of the Year last year. Really looking forward to seeing all they can do on the diamond this year. And we're always planning and projecting what we can do to enhance our experience for our kids and our community. So yeah, we're much like everybody else. We're in the hunt for a second turf field if we can get one. We're in the hunt to see what we can do to maybe turf baseball or softball infields, just to give our kids an opportunity to play more. You know, the reality is our district has invested. I've got a great grounds crew. Matt Fagan and Greg Allen. Greg Allen has a degree in turf management from Ohio State. He knows what we can do, but we are also we are bound by weather and our soil and our dirt and all those things. So we're constantly looking at what we can do to improve. You know, we have the Federal League doesn't support lacrosse as a Federal League sport, but we've got lacrosse. Looking forward to seeing the great things that our kids do. And right now, I was looking at our rosters with our track coach, Miguel Hunt. We have almost 200 kids on our track roster right now, which is the largest we've ever had. So lots of exciting things to look forward to in the spring. And they don't get a ton of love because it's so quick, and there's at the high school level, there's so much going on in the spring. They can kind of get lost in it unless they're making a super deep run but they're working hard just like everybody else is, and you know, I love to support them and watch them get after it too.
No doubt. Brock Klein is our guest from Lake, the outstanding athletic director. We got about 2 minutes. I think this is going to work out perfect. to a possible incoming family.
Yeah.
How do you sell Lake High School and what they have to offer?
Yeah, so I will tell you this, dollar for dollar, your money is going to be best spent here in the Lake community. You have some of the highest return. We have some of the best test scores, dollar for dollar versus the amount of money invested in our students. So you're going to get the best bang for your buck here, and not only that, you're going to get a top tier education. You're gonna come to a place where everybody cares about your kid, cares about their well-being of their kid. We have excellent academics, excellent arts. If you look at our band program, our choir program, our performing arts programs, top tier all around. And our athletics complements everything, kind of brings it all together. So if you want excellence in those three areas, then this is going to be the place for your kiddo. And I would, this is a safe place to raise a family. This is you get kind of you're far enough from everything that you need to be, but you're close enough to everything you need to be as well. And it's just this is a great place of pride. What a great opportunity it is that we get to wear, red, white, and blue. And I'm proud of what we can offer for families. And I think that you'd be a fool not to consider us as one of your top choices when you're moving into the area. No
doubt. Well, Brock, we appreciate you with your hospitality for us today.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming up and visiting. It sounds like you guys are in a really good place right now. We wish you nothing but the best, and I'm pretty sure we'll be back here again starting in January to check out some more Blue Streak basketball. Thanks for coming on.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for being here, Sam. We appreciate everything you do for Lake sports, Federal League sports in the county. So we appreciate you being here.
Got it, man. Thanks, you.
Man. Yep.
Brock Klein, athletic director of the Lake High School here, and got a feeling he's going to stick around here for a while, right? They got some great things going on, great parents, great kids, great corporate support. People just from the custodian all the way up to the highest to the top of the tree here. It's a good place, good people, and they do it the right way. All right, we are going to step aside here on the show. Don't forget the text line is open 330-924-7088. We've got our fill in the blank Friday question of the day. We'll get back into the Browns and Bills Sunday. We'll hear from Kevin Stefanski. Cavs tonight. We got college football tonight. We got Alabama, Oklahoma. We'll tell you about our high school basketball schedule. Mount Union's got a big game tomorrow. So much to talk about. Plus, the legendary Tommy Mack will be here at 5:10. So stick around. More to come. 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Workers are already installing the new name today on the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., one day after the Art Institutions Board renamed it the Trump Kennedy Center. ABC's Karen Travers.
It was intended to be a memorial to the former president, and it was also done by an act of Congress. And legal experts say that in order to change the name, it would have to be done again through an act of Congress, that the board does not have the authority to do it.
This is not going over well with the Kennedy family. Carrie Kennedy, a niece of JFK, said Trump stands in opposition to JFK's values. The Justice Department is facing its deadline to release its files on Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex offender known for his ties to powerful figures, including Donald Trump. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche tells Fox News Channel he expects the department to release several 100,000 records by today's deadline, and then several 100,000 more in the coming weeks. Trump had long opposed the files release, but did a U-turn after political pressure from fellow Republicans. Epstein was a well-connected financier who killed himself in a New York City jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial. Trump has never been accused of wrongdoing in connection with Epstein, who had many other prominent acquaintances. We're learning more about the suspect in the attack at Brown University and the murder of an MIT professor. Officials now say one man, 48-year-old Claudio Manuel Neves Valente, was responsible for both. He was later found dead after apparently taking his own life in a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire. Investigators say a tipster helped to break the case open. Here's ABC News Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky.
The tipster told police he saw the suspect inside a bathroom at Brown the day of the shooting, describing the man's clothing as inappropriate and inadequate for the weather and calling the man's skin weathered. Police said the suspect fired more than 40 rounds inside the engineering building, and 2 days later, investigators said the suspect's car was spotted in Brookline, Massachusetts.
So far, investigators have not come up with a possible motive. Valente attended the same school in Portugal as the murdered MIT professor and also attended Brown for a time. Lawmakers across the U.S. will be debating whether to adopt new federal tax breaks for tips, overtime, and business expenses. The Trump administration is urging states to follow its lead by applying the federal tax cuts to state income taxes, but that decision varies by state. In some places, the tax breaks automatically apply unless legislatures opt out. In others, they won't occur unless legislatures opt in. States embracing all of President Trump's tax cuts could offer significant savings to taxpayers, but may also face financial strain. So far, only a few states have voted on these tax breaks, with Michigan being the first to opt in for tips and overtime. It's 19 degrees in Alliance at 4:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Cloudy skies for the most part during your afternoon, with temps hovering in the lower and middle 20s today. It's going to be windy as well. Overnight, cloudy skies hanging around with a low near 18. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
And we are back, 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radio YouTube channel, all across our social media platforms. You caught me chewing a Mentos Mint. I'm not quite done chewing it yet. What do they say? Timing is everything. Thanks to Brock Klein, the outstanding athletic director at Lake, for joining us. Last 15 minutes or so, that was a great conversation. Rainsburg, what is the weather like over in Alliance? I'm over in Uniontown, so I'm not crazy far away from you, but snowing over here pretty good. What's it doing over there?
It's not too bad. I think it's mostly stopped snowing. Now we just have the wicked winds blowing the snow every direction. So
is it really windy right now?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's so windy. It's bending all the plants out front.
Oh, geez. Careful it doesn't take down those high-tech security cameras we have out there.
Oh, I know. If
the
parking lot gets icy enough and the wind gets strong enough, it'll just blow my whole car away.
Wow. I haven't been outside since I came in. I got here come inside about 1:45, 1:50, and it was snowing. Not crazy, but, enough. And the wind wasn't really whipping, but I know that that was kind of part of the deal for the rest of the day and night for the forecast. There's supposed to be a lot of wind and blowing and drifting and all those cool winter weather terms that we love to talk about here in Northeast Ohio. Tomorrow, it will be 1 o'clock tip right here on 1310 WDPN. As the Mount Union Purple Raiders will take on Ohio Northern. You can join myself and Ryan Keller on the call here, 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, as the Purple Raiders will go for their 11th consecutive win tomorrow. 11-0, baby, if we can get that one. And then they're going to, shut it down here for a little bit. And then on the 29th, that's Monday, December the 29th, the Purple Raiders will play Mount Aloysius at 7 p.m. That'll be on WDPN. And then the following afternoon, okay, this is December 30th we're talking about. It's a Tuesday afternoon, a little bit after 3 o'clock. Mount Union will host Calvin. Calvin is ranked number 8 in the country. Mount Union right now is ranked number 9 in the country. Now, I will assume if Mount would knock off Ohio Northern, which is going to be a tough game Saturday, and I don't know if Calvin plays tomorrow. Maybe they do, or maybe they've got another game scheduled before they come to Alliance. But you could be talking about two teams ranked in like the top 7 in the country going against each other here in Alliance. And gosh, I wish the students were going to be there, but they're still going to be on break, obviously, for the Christmas holiday. And I know it's kind of a rough, if you're working during the day, it's a tough time to get to the arena. But gosh, if you could, or even just pass along the fact that this is such a humongous game in the country for Division III basketball, and it's right here in our backyard. If you could kind of spread the word, would love to see as many people come out and watch Mount Union take on Calvin on December the 30th, a little bit after 3 o'clock. It's part of the holiday tournament, or holiday classic, I should say. If you can find your way to the Mac Center on January 30th, man, we would all appreciate it. I know that Mount would appreciate it. I know that Coach Fuline, everybody with the Purple Raider University, heck, us as broadcasters, we want the place packed as you know, as big as you can. So just kind of put that on your calendar. I know it's that time of year. Holidays, family, all that stuff comes first. Totally understand it. That's the way it should be. But if you can sneak out for a couple hours on the 30th, check out just a high energy, high level Division III college basketball. We'd love to see you over at Mount next on the 30th of December as they take on Calvin in a battle of highly ranked teams in the country in Division III college basketball. All right, just a reminder tonight, this is a girls-boys doubleheader tonight. So Lake girls will play the Green girls at 5:30, and then the boys game will follow around, I'm going to say around 7 o'clock. So join us over on Q92 and Q92radiosports.com. Tonight, around 7 or so, we'll have Lake and Green high school boys basketball for you. On the AM tonight, Christian will have the call. Alliance will take on West Branch right here on 1310 WDPN, and that will come your way around 6:45, 7 o'clock. So that kind of set the scene for what we got going on here tonight. The Sam Bourquin Show rolls on from Lake here, and today's fill-in-the-blank Friday poll question today is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year. Is that quarterback on the roster right now? Let me know. Yes, no, and if you want to throw a couple of comments in there as well, that would be cool to kind of back up your argument, so to speak. But our question today is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns next year on the roster right now. 330-924-7088. Drop your comments on all of our social media platforms. Let's see here. Carolyn says yes, and he wears number 12. Shador will be the. Well, they just turned on the popcorn machine here. You see how fast I got distracted? I smelled popcorn and I completely lost my train of thought.
You know what, man? That's okay. I probably would too. I love popcorn.
Well, the sad thing is I can't even eat it. I'm not allowed to eat popcorn anymore.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
So, but every time I smell it, I'm like, oh, you want to see me when I walk into a movie theater. Like, you want to talk about the eternal pits of hell, walking into a movie theater and you're not allowed to eat popcorn. Holy cow.
Like a dog when you tell him he can't have a treat and he looks all, gives you the sad eyes.
Right. So yeah, they've started to fire up the concessions at Lake. So for those of you that are allowed to partake in snacks and stuff tonight, make sure you hit those up. Let me see here. What am I looking for? Mike says, yeah, he's on the roster, all right, and it's Dylan Gabriel. Be careful for the curveball that all you fans are about to get thrown. Okay, hey, I appreciate the comment. I don't think I agree with that, but Bill says I don't think so. Everyone in the Browns organization seems like they have it in for him, and I'm guessing that's talking about Shedeur. Let's see here. Dougie says yes. Draft Carnell Tate with the first draft pick. They have. Then later in the first round, grab the best offensive lineman. Boom. There you go. I like that thinking. You got to build. You got to get a line. My God, our offensive line. Ugh. Jim says, yeah, the starter is on our roster. His name is Deshaun Watson. Oh, wouldn't that be something? Joseph says, Sam, have deal. I'm going to try to, it says, have deal with what they have done. Can't keep drafting quarterback, need offensive line, need to draft a R least 2-3 linemen. Okay. Obviously, that was voice to text. I hope I was able to read that okay. But Joe, I appreciate you dropping your comments on my Facebook page. Wow, that popcorn. Holy smokes. Kevin Stefanski met with the media a little while ago up in Berea. You know, here's another funny thing about these Stefanski press conferences. The later that you go through the year and like the worse the record gets, the shorter the press conferences are. And it's probably a good thing. But I always like to, I don't say I like to listen to these, but I think, well, I kind of have to, but I think you can always get a nugget or two out of these press conferences with Kevin. And I've always gone by the philosophy of listen to what they don't say. Listen to what you don't hear. And I think if you listen to these comments, you listen to these press conferences, I think you can get a lot more out of them maybe than some people do. You're not going to get the flash answer. You're not going to get the truth hardly ever. But when they ask the questions or the follow-ups, listen to what the coaches don't say. Listen to what Kevin Stefanski does not tell you. I think you may get a little bit more out of these press conferences than you might think. So let's roll that. Kevin Stefanski from Berea earlier today as the Browns get ready to Allen and the Buffalo Bills at the stadium Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Here is Coach Kevin Stefanski.
And what's at stake, all those things. So still finishing touches tomorrow, but pleased with the work that the guys put in this week. So with that, I'll take any questions.
What you're going to do right there?
Need to see really how we come out of it the next 48.
Able to play at the end if you anticipate a rotation?
Yes, but need to see how we do the next 48 hours.
You know, having to do again without Denzel, you know, when you're going against Josh Allen, how tough might that be?
Yeah, as you can imagine, Mary Kay, you want all your guys at the game. Not realistic in December football. So he's trying real hard to get back, and you can't rush those type of things. But we trust the guys that are out there.
Feeling pretty good. So just what did the week look like for you?
He's pushing very hard. As you know, with all injuries, you have to take a lot of things, you know, with how they look, how they're pushing through it. So it's not a lack of want to, in this case, just not yet ready.
The running back situation, you know, with Dylan out still, Jerome on IR. How much, you know, Rocket just, I mean, is there some desire to see maybe what a little bit of what I know he played the opener, but see a little bit more of what he can do in game situations?
Yeah, we trust Rocket. He's ready to roll. Obviously, he was ready to go last week. I don't think we possessed the ball enough on offense to really get a true look at him. We were kind of So if you have a series where you can go rotate a guy in, if there's a longer series where he can go in, I do anticipate him playing. And when he's in there, we trust him. He knows what to do. He's been with us really all season long.
Practice window, but I don't think he's out there this week. Just kind of was
just all part of his rehab.
Thing different that he would have been able to do, with the practice window open.
I think just being on the field with his teammates.
Out there.
Walkthroughs, those type of things.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys have faith in Sean, or will you just want him to finish the season out on that?
Yeah, I think we'll make that decision when the window closes up, which I think is next week.
I think you said earlier this week with Jack and the concussion protocol, obviously it's pretty black and white, but have you guys considered shutting him down for the year at all?
Yeah, we've obviously we talk about all those type of things, but I'll just make sure that we keep following the protocol and doing what's best for our guys.
He's seen fewer pass rushing opportunities per sack than some of the other guys he's chasing for that record. How does that add to what you're seeing?
Yeah, I think, and you guys have heard me talk about this, and you need me to tell you this, but what he's doing with the degree of difficulty, with all the context around it, is so impressive. And I do think you need to look closely at those type of things and how many opportunities he's getting, and the win rate is probably the most important thing to see when you're talking about these things. I've been really proud of Miles in a lot of areas, but also as he's working towards this goal, which is an amazing, incredible individual goal, he has not put that in front of the team's goals. He wants to win so badly. If it can happen in a win, that's what's most important to him. That's what drives him. You see that in how he plays, every down as opposed to just those pass downs. So I think that's a great form of leadership for your teammates. It's not outward, you don't have to say it, but just how you play down in, down out, I think speaks volumes of the type of player you are.
What happens if he gets the award? I mean, do you guys have something planned, or can you?
I have no idea. Not my department.
Mike Bloomgren was talking about how this has been probably the toughest season of his career, just because of all the injuries up front and all the changing pieces and parts, but also highlighted just how valuable Joel's been in that. When there has been so much change, we ask about it all the time, just how much of a constant has he been to sort of keep something in sync with that?
Yeah, I mean, not much left to say about Joel and what he's doing. I mean, his level of play has been so consistent the whole time I've been with him. Just the everything he does and the way he moves and the intentionality he has in everything he does. It doesn't happen by accident. To play this many years and to play at that high a level, it just doesn't happen. And I think it speaks to how he takes care of his body. I think it speaks to how he works during the week to get himself ready. But provides incredible value to this football team on and off the field.
In maturity of Miles as he has taken the route to the sack record?
I mean, I've seen maturity in Miles over the course of time because it's the natural progression we have. But I don't view it in the lens of his pursuit of a record or those type of things. I just view it in the how he approaches his craft is what I would tell you.
With Kincaid and the other
Knox.
Just how unique is it for them, and just how valuable are those two guys specifically?
Yeah, they target those guys quite a bit. Both really talented in their own right. So they really have, it feels like 1 and 1A, and you can tell me who's who. But they trust both guys. They put them at the point of attack in their run game. They put them, where they're getting the ball in the pass game. So they provide great value. Really good players.
Jim mentioned, Mason soldiering through the rib injury he's been dealing with, and Carson still dealing with that ankle and the toughness that those two guys have showed. I mean, for rookies, how just impressive have you guys been with those two guys in particular?
Yeah, incredible. I think it speaks volumes of who they are as competitors. It's they're made from the right stuff. That's the exciting part of those two guys. Will be at the center of your defense for a very long time, and they bring an attitude to our defense. They bring an attitude to our football team. I think they bring an attitude towards the organization, just of they will not be, denied from this sport. Sometimes you're hurting, but they're great testaments to our players in the NFL, and certainly these two guys that play through a lot of injuries. They're not nearly 100%, but they will not be taken off the field.
All right, that is the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, joining us here on the show 1310 WDPN from earlier today up in Berea. There was a couple of minutes left there to go, but I think we got what we needed to get. And then I saw this young man walking in the gym with an orange shirt and black pants. And boy, that looks like, and it is, the head basketball coach of the Green Girdles, Paul Wackerly, kind enough to join us. We're going to keep you till 5. Is that okay? 8 minutes? Is that good? That's good. We do that? We haven't spoke one-on-one wise since I had you on when you got hired.
Yeah.
And here we are. It's almost the holidays, but kind of get us up to speed with the Green Girdles basketball program and what's cooking.
Well, we're trying. We're trying to get it there. We didn't have a JV team this year. A lot of kids that come out. But that's kind of why the old coach left, though. I mean, she was having a lot of kids that quit.
Sure.
So that's what kind of happened here. So. But, we got our varsity put together. We're trying to get things going. I started September basically because I didn't have a chance to do anything in the summer because it was a real late hire. So we're still figuring things out. But, we're 1-5 right now. We gave some Jackson and Hoover some of the good teams really good games, So, single-digit stuff. So, I mean, yeah, we're getting better, and I'm enjoying it. The kids are great kids that we have, and school system, I love the administration and everything, so – I can't complain.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're battling. It sounds like you got a coachable group. I mean, that's all you can ask for. You can always build off of that.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I mean, there's some kids out there who can play. We just got to get the system. My system's it's pretty different. So they're kind of learning how to play that part of it. So and I'm learning them. So I made some changes because there's some things they couldn't do I didn't realize. So we're learning. I mean, if I had this summer, it'd be a little different story right now. But it's all right. I'm enjoying it. I always played for, as you know, I'm more about the tournament than I am anything else. So, yeah, we're good with it. Yeah.
So when you talk about a system, and I've watched your teams for a long, long time, whether it was girls or boys and now back into girls, when you say your system is a little, what exactly does that mean? And in a funny way, I take that as, well, Bourquin, you wouldn't be smart enough to figure out my system. What is that like that they have to kind of learn?
It's like, offensively, a lot about spacing, but they got to know how to play. I mean, I don't have a program like type pattern offense and all that kind of. Mm-hmm. It's more conceptual. I mean, it's like a lot of people are going that route, and I actually got it from the player development coach for the Cleveland Cavs that came out of Italy. I got to know him.
Okay.
Yeah, Alex Samara.
Yeah.
So when the head coach got hired last year, that's the guy he used to go to Italy with.
Yeah.
But Alex has come. I've flown him in from Italy. He's worked with me on my team a couple years ago, and been at my house and I got to know him through Villanova's head coach, who's a friend of mine. He's the one that introduced me to him. So I got to know him before he even got hired at the Cavs. But it was a whole new concept, so I really bought into it. I've been working with that for the last 4 years.
So when I think about concepts in basketball, I mean, there's the mental part of it, the framework of, hey, you got to make so many passes, so many cuts.
Yeah.
Then you go to the other extreme where it's, hey, man, get the ball to 14 and let her or him do what they can do.
Right.
Are you somewhere in between there?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of there's clear outs for sure. There's mismatches for sure. Teaching them how to read it and seeing it, and then just looking the score. I mean, when you're catching the ball, I mean, we're not trying to program to run something. We're really trying to make them focus on it. Every catch you got to look. And so I think, for years I did some pattern stuff. I mean, we did good with it. Don't take me wrong. Like, my son thinks I'm nuts. He says, I don't know why you're changing, but they're getting better. I mean, so we kind of put in between with this group here, but my younger kids, we've been doing a lot more. So as they come up, because it takes a little time.
Sure. Green High School girls basketball coach Paul Wackerly joining us here. A little impromptu interview on 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radio Sports on YouTube and all of our social media platforms. We get about 4 minutes here, and we'll kick you free. the boys girls double headers. You guys like those? I mean, just kind of a little bit away from the traditional Saturday 2:30 game, but a little bigger crowds maybe, and you play on a Friday night, maybe freeze up on Saturday a little bit. What do you guys think of those?
I mean, I like it. I'm like when it's over, like and this year, I'm going to kind of suggest. The only problem is, they probably need to make it a Tuesday game or a Friday game, but they need to be more. The girls play Wednesday, Saturday, so when they do this Friday thing, we play a Wednesday league game, then we go to a Friday league game. We have a 1 day preparation. Boys play Tuesday, Friday, and they have that 2 day thing.
2 days, yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to see them, if we're going to do that week, move us to a Tuesday, Friday, like the boys are kind of doing somehow.
Mm-hmm.
If you do away when they're home, they don't like to split the crowds though. If not, just go Tuesday, for this situation, let the boys play Friday, Saturday. Then, it's just something I think we got to work on, because that 1 day preparation when you're playing 2 league games, it's a little tough.
Yeah, it is. You're getting 24 hours.
Yeah,
because you have to sleep.
Yeah,
you have to do other stuff.
Yeah,
and then
right.
Get ready for a game.
And it's not like it's an independent. It's both league games, which is a big deal.
Right.
So But other than that, I think they're great.
It's funny I had John here today because I printed this off the site yesterday about the changes they made for the OHSA for Dayton for boys and girls, and they're going to split it between the Nutter Center. Help me out with the high school arena.
Yeah.
And then with UD arena, you cool with how they're doing that and everything, or?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a gym. It's going to be the floors are going to be the same size. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. You play all your tournaments at different gyms. So I guess the state titles, there's a different gym.
Yeah.
So you go from your district to your regional. So you're still going to play the game. I don't. It really doesn't bother me either way.
Yeah. What's your take on the status of girls Stark Summit high school basketball right now in 2025?
I don't know. I don't think the talent is as good. That it has been in the past, but of course, numbers have dropped. You don't see freshman teams out there anymore for girls basketball. You got JV and varsity only, and them numbers are sometimes even iffy. So, girls basketball's numbers have dropped a lot. Everybody knows it's no secret. And so I think that doesn't help either, because I think that, the more, bigger numbers, more talent. It's just, it's a numbers game. But, you take what you got, but, it's still, you got to do your thing. But, yeah, there's some really good teams. Still, out there. I think there's some, really good young kids coming up that I see. But, the Federal League's okay this year. I wouldn't say it's, loaded like it was at certain times, but that's every time. Over the 20 years, that's been that's not because of now. It's happens.
Sure.
It just happens, But there's times it gets really loaded.
It sure does.
Yeah.
And real quick before we go, how's the fam? Everybody good?
Yeah, everybody's doing great. Yeah, can't complain. Yep. So yeah, everybody's doing really well.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's always a pleasure to catch up
You
and
too,
talk some
Sam.
hoops. Best of luck the rest of the year. Stay healthy. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I'm sure we'll catch up.
Yep, love listening to you, Sam. Always have. I would love you back in the day, and I still do. So my wife and I listen to you all the time.
Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Take
Paul
care, Sam.
Wackerly, the outstanding head coach of the girls' green basketball team here, stepping in on 1310 WDPN. We are going to step right to the newsroom, and Jeff Mears is ready to roll news, weather, and everything that's going on in your world coming up right now. 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show continues from Lake after the news.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The Justice Department has started releasing a partial batch of the Epstein files on their website. Today is the legal deadline under the Epstein Transparency Act to release the full files, but the DOJ has already signaled it won't be able to release everything today.
The files are expected to be released in batches, with hundreds of thousands of pages coming today and thousands more in the weeks ahead. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche says officials need more time to redact information related to victims. Blanche confirms investigations of high-profile Democrats who associated with Epstein are ongoing, as President Trump recently directed. But Blanche says as of today, quote, no new charges are coming.
ABC's Stephen Portnoy. U.S. Representative Elise Stefanik of New York announcing she is suspending her campaign for the governor's race in New York and also will not run for re-election for her House seat. Stormy weather causing hundreds of delays and cancellations in the Northeast today at the start of the holiday travel getaway. This is ABC News.
Presenting A Gain Flings Love Story. Dear love of my life, We were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
JCPenney's Super Saturday sale has last-minute gifts for everyone. Check off your list just in time with deals like sweaters from $12.99 and flannel shirts from $14.99. Get kids' fleece from $6.99, up to 40% off select fragrance, and more. Plus, head in store this Saturday for up to $100 off while coupons last. Or get an extra 25% off all weekend in-store or online. Yes, JCPenney. Offers valid 12/19 to 12/21. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
We've all felt left out. And for people who move to this country, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Canton police are seeking help from the public after a pedestrian was struck on 25th Street Northwest Thursday night. Around 9:30, 40-year-old Douglas Pryor of Alliance was hit by a westbound car in the 900 block. He was taken to Mercy Hospital and remains in intensive care. The vehicle is described as a 2022 Chevy Malibu. The crash is under investigation. Anyone with information is asked to contact Canton Police at 330-438-4485 or submit anonymous tips via Tip 411. Bond is set at $1 million for a man accused of trying to shoot a Canton police officer Thursday afternoon. 21-year-old Shane Newman of Plain Township was arraigned today in Canton Municipal Court on charges including attempted murder. A status conference is scheduled for Tuesday. Newman allegedly pulled a gun on a uniformed officer at the Walmart on Atlantic Boulevard after shoplifting. The weapon did not go off. Newman, who is prohibited from possessing guns due to prior drug convictions, was also found with 50 MDMA pills. One person is dead following a four-vehicle crash in Osnaburg Township Thursday afternoon. According to the Highway Patrol, a pickup and car were stopped on eastbound Route 30 while the pickup waited to turn left on Sindel Street Southeast. A second eastbound pickup hit the car in the rear, causing both to catch fire. The car's driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The identity of the victim will be determined through an investigation by the Stark County Coroner's Office. The drivers of the pickups were treated at the scene. Debris from the crash struck a westbound vehicle. That driver was not hurt. Canton City school leaders are warning of deep budget cuts as state and federal funding continues to decline. During a Thursday Board of Education workshop, Superintendent Jeff Talbert said the district lost $7 million this year, with deficits projected to grow to $17 million by 2028 and nearly $38 million by 2029. The repository reports that without action, he says the district could be broke within 2 years. Potential cost-saving measures include building consolidations and layoffs. The board will present recommendations January 5th and seek community feedback January 12th. A tentative 4-year contract between Metallus and United Steelworkers Local 1123 has been rejected. Members turned down an earlier proposal October 30th. The current contract, covering about 1,200 employees at Metallus's Canton facility, has been extended until January 29th. Metallus CEO Mike Williams says the deal provides competitive wages, strong benefits, and a safe work environment, supporting job continuity and the company's long-term success. He says the company will continue to negotiate in good faith to reach a resolution. The state fire marshal is investigating a blaze that destroyed a storage building in Nimishillen Township. The fire was reported shortly after 3:30 Thursday afternoon in the 8900 block of Columbus Road Northeast. Crews arrived to find a large building in flames. Township firefighters battled the blaze with help from multiple departments. The fire was contained to the building and did not damage the nearby Sacred Heart of Mary Catholic Church. There were no injuries. A new Canton City prosecutor has been appointed. Christina Lockwood has most recently served as Chief Assistant Prosecutor. The 34-year-old replaces Katie Urchik Gilbert, who was elected to a Canton Municipal Court judge seat in November. The University of Akron graduate began with the City Law Department as an intern in 2014 and joined the prosecutor's office after passing the bar exam 2 years later. Her appointment is effective January 1st. Superintendent Mickey Egley will retire February 1st, and the West Branch Board of Education has named Matt Manley to lead the district through the transition. He brings 43 years of experience in education, including leadership roles at West Branch and 6 years as superintendent of the Crestview Local School District. Manley will serve as superintendent pro tempore beginning today and will become interim superintendent when Egley's retirement takes effect. A federal judge has sentenced a man to 31 months in federal prison for defrauding government benefits programs. 55-year-old Michael Honecker of Wyndham was handed the punishment December 12th. He pleaded guilty to wire fraud and theft of government property and was ordered to pay more than $536,000 in restitution. Honecker falsified claims about his health to receive increased workers' compensation, Social Security disability, and housing assistance. Prosecutors say he pretended to have trouble walking, claimed a brain injury, and requested unnecessary home renovations to increase payments. A co-defendant received probation and restitution. A Washington, D.C. man is awaiting sentencing after admitting to threatening Kent State University. 27-year-old Kobe Brocksmith pleaded guilty Monday in Portage County Common Pleas Court to making a terroristic threat and 2 counts of inducing panic. Court records say he sent emails, including a photo of him with a pistol threatening to shoot and blow up university offices in July. Brocksmith faces up to 6 years in prison, with sentencing pending a pre-sentence investigation. East Liverpool officials will keep a notorious drug house at 709 Sophia Street padlocked and boarded for 1 year. The permanent injunction was issued Thursday by Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Megan Bickerton after testimony about years of drug activity, violence, and police incidents, including raids, an overdose death, and a structure fire. The Morning Journal reports property owner William Barrett did not attend the hearing, and the ruling ensures the property remains closed to protect neighbors and the community. A former Girard youth softball coach has been sentenced to 120 to 125 years in prison for sexually abusing a minor. 40-year-old Shane Janetta was convicted Thursday in Trumbull County Common Pleas Court on multiple counts of rape, illegal use of a minor in nudity-oriented material, and pandering obscenity involving a minor. He was sentenced today. The abuse dates back to 2017, and the victim testified that Janetta raped her and took nude photos over 10 years. He was found not guilty on 3 additional charges. Republican and Democratic leaders in Mahoning County are launching a petition to remove Clerk of Courts Michael Saccone from office. Residents will be able to sign in January at party headquarters and a local law office, with volunteers also going door to door to collect signatures. The petition follows concerns over Saccone's conduct in office and on social media, including alleged abuse, an affair with a county employee, and the use of a racial slur. He has denied the allegations. Federal Judge Benita Pearson has ordered restrictions on attorneys' public comments in a civil hazing case involving the Catholic Diocese of Youngstown and Ursuline High School. She stressed that the case must be litigated through the federal court docket, not in the court of public opinion. The ruling requires plaintiffs and defendants' lawyers to remove blog posts and prohibits media comments, citing concerns that public statements could influence potential jurors in Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana counties. Insight Trumbull Hospital remains closed as state health officials move forward with possible license revocation. The Warren Hospital suspended operations last month after the Ohio Department of Health cited heating issues and concerns about patient care. ODH and Insight held a conference call Tuesday after the agency proposed revoking the hospital's state license. Insight has requested a hearing, though no date has been set. Ohio homeowners could see lower property taxes next year after Governor Mike DeWine signed bills cutting taxes by billions and limiting future increases. The measures provide $1.7 billion in tax credits to offset spikes in home values, boost owner occupancy credits, and phase out some non-business credits for landlords. Additional laws limit growth of unvoted property taxes and remove 211 school districts from the 20 mil floor. Lawmakers say the changes will help homeowners, while critics warn they don't go far enough for local governments and those most in need. 2 men have been indicted in a deadly Airbnb party shooting in Bath Township. 18-year-old Derquan Edwards and 19-year-old Jashawn Stewart face murder and felonious assault charges, each with a firearm specification. They are scheduled for arraignment Tuesday. The November 2nd shooting at a party attended by as many as 300 people left 1 teen dead and 9 others injured. Former Cleveland police officer Timothy Lehman, who fatally shot 12-year-old Tamir Rice in 2014, has been fired from his job as a ranger at Snowshoe Resort in West Virginia. The board terminated Lehman today and will review hiring policies at their next meeting. Lehman had sparked criticism after being hired earlier this year. He was fired by Cleveland police in 2017 for lying on his job application. Tamir's mother tells WKYC-TV she will continue to fight to keep Lehman from ever working in law enforcement again. Taking a look at Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed today at 48,134, up 183 points. The Nasdaq Composite ended 301 points higher at 23,307, and the S&P 500 closed at 6,834, up 60 points. It's 19 degrees in Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
It's going to be cold during the afternoon with temps hovering in the lower and middle 20s. Windy as well. Wind chills in the teens. Cloudy skies for the most part all day long. Overnight, a lot of clouds hanging around with a low near 18. I am Art J. Weather from 3 News.
Live from the AM1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
And Onyeka Okonkwo, 5 on the floor for Atlanta. And Daniels turns it over. Leaks go! Brandon Miller! How do you do?
Play fake. Stafford fires. Nakua again. Nakua will take it to the end zone. Puka Nakua, 41 yards. Darnold, play fake, looks, throws, caught! Smith and Jigba. Warner in motion. Darnold throws, caught for the 2 points. Eric Saubert. They throw to a guy who hadn't made a catch or was targeted all night long.
Rebound Marcus Smart. I will give her. It's underneath. Oh! LeBron! That's what they came to see.
Yes, exactly what they can.
Talking to Jake Gibb before the game about Detroit, their 21-5 record. Here comes Coop, and Coop with ill intentions! And he deserves to flex.
Oh, yeah, a little flex by Cooper Flagg last night. Another throwdown as he had a big game last night. Some other highlights there from the college and the NFL. And, of course, that ridiculous football game last night between the Rams and the Seahawks. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN, all across our social media platforms, X, Instagram, Facebook, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And we're doing it today from the home of the Blue Streaks. Lake High School coming up tonight on Q92. Lee Foster will join me as we go courtside with the Blue Streaks and the Green Bulldogs. It is actually a high school girls-boys doubleheader today. The girls will get going here about 5:30, and the boys will follow around 6:45 or 7. You see the young man there on your screen, one of the legends of Stark County basketball and just life in general. Tommy McBride, kind enough to join us here on the show. T-Mac, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing real good, Sam. Thanks. Appreciate you having me.
You got it. Always good to catch up with. How's things in your world before we get to basketball? You feeling good? You look fantastic. I know every year I guess it gets to become a little more of a grind, but you still love doing this, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Health-wise, feel pretty good. Both knees are done now. I had total knee replacements. Currently down about 15 pounds. I tried about a month ago starting a diet here. Son Jake's getting married in June, so I want to look good in a suit.
Yeah.
Trying to plan ahead here a little bit. But as far as basketball goes, yeah, I mean, just great group of kids. This year especially, when you're mixing seniors with, a freshman or two in practice along with sophomores, I don't see anything but humbleness out of them. And I think that's what's kind of getting our flow back and getting our intensity back and our passion that you're used to seeing at Lake basketball.
No doubt. You guys have had a couple of close calls the last couple of nights, but again, you lose to McKinley by 5 or 6. And they were coming off, a crazy game against Hoban before, but still, you always play those guys tough. You guys play everybody tough, no matter if it's on the road or if it's at home, and you're going to get that effort out of your guys all the time. Does that make it a little easier some nights knowing that when push comes to shove, you're not going to have to light a fire to get effort out of your kids?
Yeah, I think that, going through the preseason and having meetings in the locker room and kind of discussing where we want to be, it's kind of built that fire, or at least started the light of it, and they've continued on with it. We laid an egg probably against New Philly over at Massillon 2 o'clock after the McKinley game on Friday night.
That's a tough turnaround.
And I kind of expected it. Yeah, it was our first, what I would call really emotional probably game in 2 years that we're in. We're 2 possessions away. From knocking off a team many didn't think we could play with. And then, we got to turn around with 1 day's prep and go over to Jackson and had a chance there too.
Yeah.
We talk a little bit about how easy we could be 2-0 in this league. We're not. But as you're starting to see, I think there's a lot of parity, and I think there's a lot of things that can happen still as the year goes on.
I think so. And of course, you'll get your second cracks at those teams coming up down the road, and you'll make adjustments, and they'll do the same. But it'll be high quality basketball. It always is. If you could go a little bit more in depth, maybe Tommy, on that Jackson game and how close you guys were to pulling that out, what you thought you really did well in a lot of phases of that game that night.
Well, I know people are probably going to choke on the dinner here, but we're trying to play a much faster pace than we've played last couple years. Trying to get the ball up the sideline a little more, trying to get some quick transition baskets, trying to get into our motion. We've kind of changed from a lot of my sets that I've run over the years to allowing some freedom in basketball here and calling sets on dead balls and open plays. But we get out to a 12-8 lead going back to the Jackson game. I thought we were right on the verge of kind of really kicking it open in the first quarter. And we just come down and made, youthful turnovers, 3 in a row. Next thing you know, it's 12-12. We're in a dogfight, down 1 at the end of the first. Dug a little bit of a hole at the halftime, down 6. Came back, tied it up 35-35, and just never got over that hump again. Had a chance to tie it at the end and really just never got a good three-point look. Zach was trying to go in and get fouled because he saw time running out, makes a layup, but no foul call, and there probably wasn't one, don't get me wrong. And, we just came up short on time, and I probably used the timeout early that I normally wouldn't use. It kind of cost us a game.
Well, I've noticed and I like it. The way you do it, Coach Bluey at Hoover. There's some Coach Rick over at Glen Oak. Of course, not a couple nights ago, but you let your guys play through stuff. And I think at the end of the day, that's going to be a big help to them. I mean, you only get, what do you get, 4 or 5 timeouts?
Correct.
And you get a couple of fulls, and the rest are 20s. And those are precious. You want those down the stretch, but the fact that you and some others let them play through mistakes, that's the only way you really kind of learn under the bright lights. And I know that your guys and other coaches, players, they'll be better for that down the road, won't they?
Well, and I think go back to that feel you said, like the passion's back, and you're not motivating the kids, and they're playing hard. They're giving you all the effort they can. And when you see that in the game still pretty close early, Sam, it's going to be a possession game come the fourth quarter. So I think it's only necessary to let them play through those things, let them see what the defense is doing in those situations, and it's time for you to try to win those possessions as a coach down the stretch. And so I agree with you. It's the nights that you come out flat. It's the nights that you're laying an egg. You're burning 3-4 timeouts early, and you're just hoping to get back into the game that a lot of times the flow just gets disrupted. And if they do make that comeback, sometimes it's a little too late, and you burn your timeouts to get there. So, it's a tough call. It is that feel you're talking about from the get-go as far as where are your guys at mentally, physically, how are they playing together? And, are we playing with the full effort that we're capable of doing?
I know you guys were busy on Tuesday night. Obviously, we did the McKinley-Glen Oak game at the Fieldhouse, which was, I still don't know quite how to describe that. But have you ever been a part of a game where, I don't know, there's 93 free throws and 67 fouls and 8 guys foul out? How do you, if you ever had to go through something like, how do you maneuver through those landmines? Because that turns out to be a battle of attrition at the end of the day.
Yeah, probably the closest thing we were into doing that was a tournament game against Green probably 15 years ago, and I actually started fouling about in the third quarter because it was tournament, and we were down about 22 and almost came back and had a chance to win the game as, they started missing some free throws, and we started executing finally down the stretch. Not really proud of the way that we handled that, but you're trying to live for one more day.
Right.
At this point in the season, though, and again, playing McKinley as physical as they were, the officials that night let us both play pretty hard, and they might have got the upper hand that night as far as their physicality over ours, I think was a determining factor. But, yeah, that's a tough situation to coach through if you're going to have that many fouls, that many free throws. Hopefully your free throw percentage is good if you're on the winning side. But
it was indeed a wild night. I asked Coach Wackley of Hoover, the girls coach. He was on about 35 minutes ago. And I said, "What in your mind? What's the state?" I asked him, "What's your state of the Stark/Summit high school girls basketball in 2025?" I'll flip that and ask you about the boys since you're kind of close enough to Summit County here. What does it look like from Tommy McBride's view as we turn the calendar to 26, the state of high school basketball in this little area that we have?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, your private schools are still very good, especially, your St. V's, Hovens. I know Matt's trying to keep things going down at Central Catholic. Aquinas is struggling a little bit, but that's an enrollment issue. You get to your private schools, we scrimmaged Stowe, we scrimmaged Kent Roosevelt. We played Ellett. I thought Ellett was a great win for us.
Mhm.
I think they're going to win 14, 15 games this year and really knock on the door in that city series. Fine athletes up there with Ellett. So, but I think Stark County basketball, I want to go back to that word. I think there's a lot of parity. I don't know if there's any flat-out superstars this year. I don't know if we're, seeing Ohio State recruits by any means, but we're starting to see the pre-COVID intensity and rivalries and fan base and excitement for basketball again, at least in Stark County, that I think's been missed for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, because of that, I think you're right. I think it's no longer, should we go to the game? Could we go to the game? It's, hey, let's go to the ball game. Let's bring some people with us, and let's and look, if my team's not playing that night, let's go watch somebody else's team. And I think you're right, and I think that's been sorely missed the last handful of years, and hopefully we're kind of getting back on track there. Tom McBride, head coach of the Lake Blue Streaks, joining us here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN Q92 Radio, YouTube channel, and all our social media platforms. What did you make of how things turned out last year as far as the first time that the state went with the 7 divisions and kind of spread things out a little bit? We had multiple teams from our area had a chance to go win a state championship. And do you think it's going to stay this way for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any quick change with it. I do think a lot of things had to do with the division you happen to be in. I thought Division III was very difficult last year. I mean, to play CVCA, who was very, very good out of the gate, to play Walsh or to play St. V or, to play Louisville. It was just a tremendous Division III bracket. Sometimes I think the smaller the schools, maybe the better chance you have. But then you go up into the Cleveland area, and there's some small, private schools up there that tend to dominate. Kudos to Perry, not taking anything away from them, but D2 kind of looked like the room to make a run last year.
Yeah.
Not a lot of privates in D2.
Path was there.
The path was there, and I just don't know enrollment-wise how those things change. Could it be year to year? One division's better than the other. Division I's always going to be strong, going to be good. We slid to 3, proving that we're one of the small schools in a very tough league trying to compete. So it's decisions that are outside of our realm, Sam. I mean, we got to do our homework come Christmas time, see what records are of these D3 schools, start to track that as time goes on, and hopefully have some wins to get a favorable seed when the time comes.
Yeah, I was talking to Brock Klein, the AD of Lake, here earlier in the show, and we were asking him about enrollment projections 5, 10, 12 years down the road. He seems to think that you may take a little step back, but it's not going to be crazy. You'll be around 1150, maybe 1200. But yeah, as far as the OHSA and the divisions and the breakdown, you really don't know year from year and how many times or how many years you guys were 1 or 2, and you kind of knew where you were going. You kind of knew who you were going to play. And now that things are all spread out, everybody can kind of create their own path. I think that's good on one point. And the other, there's just still a lot of unknowns out there, especially for coaches. And I guess you got to kind of relearn things every year, don't you?
Yeah, and being a traditionalist, I mean, I still miss going to the Civic Center. I miss the neutral floor. We're already playing 22 games, which sometimes I wonder is too much for these kids. We're looking at 4 games in 8 days here this early in the season, playing freshmen and sophomores. So, but it is what it is. I go back to that. Yes, you hope you get a favorable matchup. You hope you get another home game for your community, for your gate, for your kids, for your fans. And you just try to play that game right now to get yourself in the best situation to, take it a game at a time and see where you can go. But, yeah, I agree kind of with Brock, too, going back to our community. A little affluent. People assume there's a lot of land up here, but that land has kind of been taken up. Any new allotments that are going in seem to only be about 15, 20 house allotments. And I'm going to tell you, the minute a house is sold or for sale here, I think it was sold the day before. And I just don't think those are, young people with young families that are, that are able to afford to get here in today's world.
Yeah.
You know, and so it is going to be interesting next 3-4 years where we actually stand as far as our enrollment.
Yeah, I've meant to ask several coaches the last year or two, and it slips my mind. I'll ask you while I got you here. What was the reason? Was there a push to go from 20 to 22? Was it by coaches? Was it by how did that even come to be?
Well, I think it was by coaches. I remember being a District 4 director for the Stark County coaches and being at meetings down at the state of Columbus. You know, the president, the vice president, and the higher-ups in those committees meet behind doors with OHSAA, and just kind of remember a meeting coming out that was going to be a possibility of 22 games. They talked, I think, a little bit about, you know, just extending the season, not having the big break before the tournament, Christmas tournaments. I think a lot of it had to do with the outside events that people are trying to run now to promote good charity causes, don't get me wrong. So I think all that played a factor in this.
I was always interested about that. Now, you guys, over the years, have partaken in holiday tournaments and Christmas classics and things like that. Is that a year-to-year thing for you? Obviously, there probably has to be some invitations sent out at some point, but do you enjoy taking part in those?
Well, believe it or not, Sam, it's hard to find non-league games. You know, a lot of teams are in leagues. You're locked into 12 in our league, so you're looking for 10 non-league games to try to get. And if you can go to North Canton, Hoover, or Massillon, or someplace close instead of Timbuktu to play somebody, it kind of makes sense. But I do feel bad for the JVs. Sometimes they miss a game. They got to play alone on a Saturday. They don't get that full effect feeling that they're going to get that next year as a varsity player. So I think it came down to a lot of non-league scheduling, how hard it was, how much travel was for a lot of people, going a lot of miles to play on a Friday night, a Tuesday night. Kids getting home at 11, and hey, if we can throw a Saturday day out there that's somewhere close and do an event, it would work out.
All right, Tommy, always appreciate you coming up. Thank you. Good luck tonight. Stay healthy. Take care of those new knees, and we'll see you down the road, okay?
Thank you.
There you go. Appreciate it. All right, well, Anthem is playing in the background. That's our cue to take a break. We'll come back after the news here on 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. President Trump has announced new most favored nation pricing deals with 9 more major drug makers in his latest push to lower prescription costs. The voluntary agreements require companies to sell some medications in the U.S. at the lowest prices offered in similar countries and to offer discounted drugs through a new Trump RX online platform launching in January. While the White House calls the deals a breakthrough, some experts say the impact on most Americans may be limited, with details still unclear and only a small number of drugs covered. Since the pandemic, it seems that every holiday brings a new travel record. ABC's Jim Ryan says Christmas 2025 is continuing that tradition.
The FAA expects more than 440,000 flights in the skies from now until December 27th, with today being the busiest day. The scene at the airport can be summed up in one word:
chaotic.
Princess Fakunle is a frequent flyer who follows a simple rule long before she travels.
As long as I prepare early, it'll not be as bad.
On the road, 109 million will travel by car for the holiday, a 2% increase from last year. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
The Supreme Court is siding with immigration judges and rebuffing the Trump administration for now in a case that could have wider implications for federal workers as justices weigh expanding presidential firing power. Today's decision is a technical ruling in a long-running case, but the decision touches on questions raised by President Trump's high-profile firings and is pushed to downsize the federal workforce. The justices let stand a ruling that raised doubts about the administration's handling of federal workforce issues, though they also signaled that lower courts should move cautiously. TikTok is one step closer to coming under American ownership, announcing a finalized deal to have a U.S. joint venture take control of the popular app, but ABC's Mike Dubusky says more questions have yet to be answered.
President Trump said in September that Chinese leadership was fully on board with this plan, but so far there hasn't been definitive word from the Chinese government that they support the arrangement to have TikTok fall under the partial control of American investors. Under this new agreement, the U.S. joint venture will control things like TikTok's data privacy policies and the app's algorithm.
The Powerball jackpot has surged to an estimated $1.5 billion for tomorrow night's drawing. No ticket matched all 6 numbers in the latest drawing. Lottery officials say 6 tickets won $1 million nationwide, with 2 others worth $2 million. The odds of winning the jackpot are about 1 in 292 million. It's 18 degrees and Alliance at 532. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Cloudy skies for the most part during your afternoon, with temps hovering in the lower and middle 20s today. It's going to be windy as well. Overnight, cloudy skies hanging around with a low near 18. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
High school basketball is on AM 1310 WDPN all season long. Brought to you by SARTA. I'm Christian Bigglesworth, calling boys and girls action from around the Eastern Buckeye Conference, the Alliance Aviators, the Marlington Dukes, and the West Branch Warriors. And this year, listen live and free on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook and X pages and the Q92 YouTube channel. High school basketball, powered by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
One of my favorite Christmas songs. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. And we are live all over the place. You know the drill. WDPN Facebook, X, Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And Lee Foster has joined me here courtside.
Yes, sir.
At the home of the Lake Blue Streaks on the show. Hey, I want to thank Paul Wackerly for joining me, the head basketball coach at Green. I want to thank the AD here, Brock Klein, for coming on earlier. And, of course, we just had Tommy Mack on about 10, 12 minutes talking about the state of hoops and how he's doing and feeling and what's going on here in the Lake community. I appreciate all those great folks coming on and joining us here on the program as we get you ready for a little hoops later on tonight. We'll be skipping across the dial on Q92 and Q92radiosports.com. We will have the Green Bulldogs and the Lake Blue Streaks here on 1310 WDPN. Christian is coming out of vacation mode tonight, and God bless you, Christian. West Branch and Alliance tonight right here on 1310 WDPN. You got college football tonight, Oklahoma, Alabama. You got the Cavs and Bulls tonight. You got a big slate of high school hoops. Busy weekend, Shooter. Are we ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll. Let's do it.
You're a pro. You got that mouthpiece right up close to where it needs to be.
Hey, if I
don't have to school you on that.
If I could teach all these guys, they can learn a few things. They just hover into courtside now and again. Come on the broadcast. We'll teach you a thing or two. How are Tommy's knees coming up these bleachers? Is he kicking all right?
He's got 2 new knees, and I said, you look good, man. He dropped about 15 pounds, and he's doing well. I'm going to tell you what, man, the more people I run into and see, whether it's in my neighborhood, if it's at a game, if it's at a restaurant, hey, I just had a hip put in. Hey, I just had a knee put. How old are you? Oh, you're about. I start thinking, oh my God, is that coming? Is that right around the corner? And I just hate to even think about it.
You're not doing one of those, are you?
Not planned.
Oh.
Not planned. No.
I mean, pitchers only had to pitch once a week. I mean, your knees are good. You didn't have to catch.
I did catch a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah. Long time ago.
You're
back when Avondale Elementary had a baseball field. It was a long time ago.
I'm an Avondale Elementary grad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't go. Well, I went there for kindergarten.
Okay.
But then because St. Michael's didn't have kindergarten then. But once I was in first grade, I went over to St. Mike's. But at St. Michael's, we practiced at Avondale. That was we didn't have a gym.
Yeah.
So we practiced there. Then when I played.
You had the Sandlot right next to the Dairy Queen.
Yeah, yeah. And then when I played the Summer League Baseball, I played for the CNA, which was Avondale, and it was Canton North Avondale League. And we played most of our games there. So
did you?
A lot of trips over to it used to be Butler's, which is long gone, and then it'll turn into Dairy Queen.
You didn't live too far from there, right?
No, I lived on Lakeside, off of Fulton. So no, I wasn't far at all.
So you're really a Plain Township kid at heart.
Oh yeah,
you should have been a Golden Eagle. I mean, you picked a different green, but you should have been a Golden Eagle.
I was I went where I was supposed to go. I think it all worked out.
Hey, Gilhausen would have pitched you more than every 3.
I don't know if. I don't know if I would have got a shot as a freshman to play at Glen Oak.
Like you did it.
Because they're pretty loaded. Much bigger enrollment, more players going out.
Who were the baseball players at Glen Oak when you were there?
Well, it's hard for me to even remember because
you graduated.
They wouldn't schedule us.
You graduated what year?
88. So they won their 2 titles in the 90s, early 90s. They went back to back.
95, 96.
So that was about, so they won theirs up in Toledo, and then they won one down in Columbus. But when Joe was there, and their old athletic director, I believe it was Ralph Ciccarelli back then.
I don't even know that. It could be.
They wouldn't schedule parochials. So we would have loved to. We tried. We wanted to go home and home. We'll come, but it never happened. But a long time ago. But they had a great program. But I don't know if I would have got a shot there to start as a freshman.
Yeah, I don't know the names of the late '80s teams, but those '95, '96 teams. So my cousin at the time
stacked.
Played high school at St. Clair's. Went to Bethany College in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Was four-time All-Pac. Really good player. But he played for Maynard Legion. I don't know if that would ring a bell to you at all. Back when Legion ball was the thing. So it's Belmont County.
I played Legion ball for a couple of years, but we went down to Steubenville, Toronto,
you
Brilliant.
Saw them at some point.
Down on the river.
They played Maynard Legion, and they come up to Glen Oak to play. So they stay at our house. We go to the game, and cousin says, "Hey, this Music kid's pitching."
Oh boy!
And I'm 10 years old. Like I kind of know who they are, but not really. And he goes, "He's one of the best in the state." So they get beat like 14-0. Musi throws a one-hitter, and my cousin got the only hit off Musi on the day. He goes, I just threw my stick at it. I shot it back up the middle. It was the only hit he gave up. Only base runner, 14-0. Musi went 5, and the game was over.
Just want to make contact.
That's what he
Put
said.
Your bat out there and make contact.
He said the next 2 times, he said, I got up and I couldn't even see it. I'm swinging. Struck out twice, but I got the only hit off Musi.
Oh, some good baseball stories from back in the day, and of course Avondale doesn't have a baseball field anymore. St. Michael's does not have a baseball field anymore. That's where we played a lot of our games when I was 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. Those are all gone now.
Out there on Whipple Avenue.
I mean,
right on Whipple they have.
Yeah, I mean I was lucky enough to hit a couple. Remember the fence that used to run?
Oh yeah,
perpendicular to Whipple,
the
green
chain
hit a couple
fence
over the fence there when I was 11 and 12 years old. I mean, I was late on some fastballs, and they went to the opposite field. I was like, God damn, I went over the fence. I don't have to run. I can trot around the bases.
Hey, how was your trot?
You know what? It's funny you try to remember. No, that's not who I hit it off of, because that would have been a good story, but I don't want to forget that story. We'll talk about that one later.
Okay.
But where was I going here? But yeah, so I mean, we played. Does Taft even have their baseball field anymore?
So Taft actually has. They've got 3 now.
Oh, so it's like a complex sort of.
So they play a lot of youth softball, youth baseball.
Okay.
Cam actually played a coach pitch game there this past fall.
Okay.
Yeah, tournament game.
Because I'm just starting to, you drive around now and you think, gosh, there used to be a field there. There used to be a field there. Where are they popping up at? And it's crazy.
Well, how about, did you ever play at Hot Stove?
Yeah.
Which is covered bridge.
Covered bridge. You had to go over the rickety bridge to get to the baseball field.
And there was 4 in a complex.
Yes.
Kind of like Willig is.
Yes.
With the 4. Covered bridge is gone.
That's gone too.
Covered bridge field.
Oh my God. Yeah, we played there.
So when I was coming up, there was still a hot stove. There were some of the playing kids that played at hot stove, but Holly Hills was on the up and up.
Right.
So most of the kids went to Holly Hills, but there was still a contingent of kids that played at hot stove, and they played at Covered Bridge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, when Dylan was coming through, he played baseball for a couple of years. I want to say 4 or 5 in the, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
And they played games at Wursler.
Yeah.
They played there. And there was, what's the one on Middle Branch? I think they played. They played some games over there.
There was actually 2 fields behind Middle Branch.
Yeah.
One right down behind the school, and then one to the way down to the left.
Yes, where the mosquitoes would hover.
I played both of them.
Yeah. So I'm familiar with a lot of those, but that's you start thinking about summer league baseball on a day like today, which is not a bad thing.
No,
because it's just gross outside.
Old school sandlot ball. I mean, I love it.
You can always talk baseball, no matter what time of year it is.
And I always hated. I don't know about you growing up. Everyone wants to hit a home run.
Right.
You mentioned the fence. I hated when we went to a place and played a game, but there was no fence.
Oh, me too.
And I'm like, Dad, why is there no fence? Why is there no fence? Like, if I hit a bomb, I want to see it go.
Doesn't feel like one.
No. And I didn't have 4.2 wheels. I don't really want to chuck all the way around there. If I hit one 250 when I'm 12, I want to get my Albert Bell double step drop.
Right.
Flex. Didn't get to do it. The worst one I ever did, this is funny. So there used to be a field. Here's another one that's gone. North Canton Intermediate School on Maple, across from Harris Grocery Bag. There was a field there at Clearmont that was up against the road.
Yes.
So when you played there, if you hit a ball into the road, home run. It didn't get to the road, ground rule double. It stopped on the sidewalk. What do? Crush one down the line, settles on the sidewalk. Now, by the way, I'm already almost home.
Yeah.
Go back to second. I'm like, you made me put all that effort in to run all the way down here, and I got to go back to second.
Back to second.
Yeah,
man.
and never did score. K and a ground out. See you later.
Oh, you were talking about you would get mad when you didn't have a fence. When I was batting, I always wanted the fence.
Yep.
But when I was pitching, my guys in the field could go catch them. So you could hit one 350. Didn't matter. There was no fence.
Right.
My guys go back and catch them.
Right.
It's just allowed out for me. I didn't care.
As a pitcher, I can see not wanting it. But as a batter, I just hated not having even the opportunity to hit one over the fence.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. As a young kid, that's what you wanted to do. Who didn't want to hit a homer?
That's why I love pitching to Don Scott. There's no fence.
No.
It was great.
No, I mean, we had the biggest kid that we played at Don Scott in high school. Still no fence.
Nope.
For one of our games. Nope. And this kid was a bigger, kind of heavier set kid, hit cleanup for us. He hit one a mile. I mean, it could have went on top of Fawcett at the time. And he gets a triple out of it because he can't move.
He couldn't get going.
You, that thing was gone over the Green Monster in Boston. And he hit a blazer. And he gets a triple.
I tell you what, I know I gave up a couple of 400-foot outs at John Scott.
One that
I know they would have been well out anywhere, but go get them, fellas. Go track them down.
Yeah, I've seen a few in high school that still haven't landed.
Oh, my God. We're having a little fun here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. We're coming up on about 5:45. If you're saying, well, a lot of noise in the background for a JV game. Well, today is one of the, I think they're going to do a handful of these girls, boys, double headers. The girls varsity started here at 5:30, and the boys varsity will hopefully start around 7 or so. But they're just trying to do these a couple of places at the schools and see how it works. If they can get some attendance up on some Friday nights, give the girls a chance to play in front of some more fans under the bright lights, and I think it's helped here tonight. A decent crowd here for this ball game. So that's why there's a little bit more background noise, because we got girls varsity action going on right now.
So the entire Federal League's doing this tonight.
Oh, it's everywhere.
I only knew that because Natalie's she's the ball girl for the Hoover game. They're going up for the girls. Cam's got to go be the ball boy for the boys. So I got a double dip of ball boys. But before I came here, I had to run her to Hoover, get on the school bus. She was heading over with the girls to Glen Oak. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, doing, every game is doing it tonight. Terry McKinley, Glen Oak, Hoover, and this.
Okay, very good. So now we're all. Holy smokes! Look at that one. Oh, about a 40-footer. It looked good.
That looks like Kassenheiser.
Hey, after one, it's Lake 8-6 girls varsity hoops here between Lake and Hoover. Sam Bourquin, Lee Foster here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. Shooter always joins me Tuesday and Friday around 5:35 or so to talk a little hoops and whatever else is going on in our world. So you mentioned the schedule tonight.
Yep.
Outside of here, what are we looking at as far as maybe a possible upset here or there, or are there going to be some games that maybe what you think is going to happen is what's going to happen?
I think Hoover and Glen Oak's really interesting. Hoover's playing well. Can Glen Oak get off the mat from blowing the most ridiculous lead I've ever seen? That's going to be tough. Ever. So I think there's two ways that goes. One, they're extremely motivated because they know they can. I mean, they were trailing McKinley, which is arguably the best team in the county, to then come back and lose. Are they motivated and they go out and play hard to get a win? Or do they still have that kind of hangover from that game where Hoover's playing well, Coach Bluey's club's not going to feel bad for him, and they're going to be as sound as anybody. I could see Hoover blowing them away, and I could see a dogfight in 1-2 possessions. I do think that McKinley hops all over Perry tonight. Perry's kind of lingered around a little bit. McKinley's got to be motivated coming out of that like, hey, we play like this.
How will they come out of that game, though? Because that was exhausting for them, too.
I think so, too, but I think it's...
But the fact that they won, you think, will give them a little juice?
I was actually I went to the McKinley luncheon this week. They had me down as a guest. Coach Spoon speaks first. They had me up, and I think they learned a lot about themselves in that second half.
Mm-hmm.
The Marquise needs to be on the block.
And don't move.
Ever. Just throw it down
Stay
there.
there, young man.
Throw it down there.
Yeah.
If they want to triple and he can kick it out, they can get shots. He's into the bucket. I think they learned a lot. I think I just don't think Perry. I mean, we saw him at Louisville. They played 6 guys. And they've got Martelli's 6'5", but he's kind of a frailer build. I think McKinley's got way too much. Unless they just don't care, I think McKinley wins big. I think Hoover wins. And I think this one's, in my opinion, in terms of end of the scoring, at the end of the game,
competitive,
should
right?
be the most competitive game tonight.
Yeah.
I think so. This could go either way. Both teams are young. They're freshmen and sophomores. Lake, I think, has probably played a little better schedule so far.
I like what they've done. They haven't won them, but McKinley was tight.
Right.
Jackson was tight.
Right.
So they weren't wins, but
they lost by 7. They lost by 3. They lost to New Philly kind of after that Jackson next day.
That's a throwaway.
Yeah, throw that away. I think on paper maybe you say Lake should win, but would it surprise me at all if Green wins? Not at all. So I think McBride's former player, former assistant coach, Mitch Swaddleson comes into town.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be really competitive tonight. I don't think one team runs away from the other. I think we'll see a pretty tight one, and I would guess the first team to 50 tonight wins.
Is this the full? I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny. I mean, I printed this out last night with the Lake roster.
Yeah, I looked at it.
And I thought, whoa, there is not a lot of guys on the team here. What is that, even 10?
Yeah.
8, 9 kids?
Yeah, I don't know anymore, though. Like Chad Spurgeon always used to say, if I could do it again and I wouldn't get in trouble, I'd have 21 kids in the entire program. I'm like,
you're
why?
talking from freshman all the way up to varsity.
I'm like, why? And he's like, well, I can play 7 at every level. And if I got to add a few more freshmen to JV, I can do it. If I got to add a few more JV to varsity, I can do it. Nowadays, kids don't want to just be Rudy. If they don't get to play, they don't get to start, they don't get to score. They don't want to do this. This game's too hard. Right? Yeah. The preparation, the time, everything you put into basketball, I don't think kids want to work at it anymore unless they're getting a chance to go tee it up on Friday night. So I think you'll see more and more of less number where guys just don't want to be a part of it anymore.
That's wild because we see rosters, sometimes there's 16, 17 kids, and then you see 8 to 10. And look, you can only play 5, but at some point, even though they are young whippersnappers and they've got energy to burn, you need a rest once in a while, don't you?
Yeah, and I would assume that Green probably dresses 3 or 4 JV guys every night. That's just probably not their standard varsity roster. The way I used to do it when I would dress 2 JV guys is whoever played the best that night got the 2 varsity jerseys. They went and got in the book. So maybe that's what he does. I have no idea. But I bet they'll have 10 to 12 on the bench tonight.
If you want to drop us a comment on Q92 Radio YouTube channel, hit the comment box and drop those in there, and we'll interact with you here on the show. And you can do the same on Facebook. And, of course, check us out Monday through Friday, the Sam Bourquin Show, 3 until 6, 1310 WDPN. Just a reminder, tomorrow we'll have Mount Union and Ohio Northern as the Raiders look to go 11-0. That's 1 o'clock tomorrow at the Mack Center. Next week, I will be on Monday, Tuesday, and then off for the rest of the week. And then the following week, we will have Mount Union Monday night, Mount Union Tuesday afternoon, and then we'll be off the rest of the week then. So we're getting a little holiday vacation time in, as a lot of folks do this time of year in the business, and we'll be back ready to rock early in January. Usually by the beginning of January, teams have gotten in 6, maybe 7, 8 games, maybe
at least.
Is that a good sample size, or do you need a little bit more than that to see what you truly have?
I'd say mid-January, right middle of January. I mean, you don't get through the whole league until the second week of January.
Right. That's true.
So I try not to judge it until I see all the way through. And by the way, I didn't know this. Gary Isler is on Lake's staff.
Oh, yeah. Gary Isler is still going.
I mean, you realize he won the 1988 state championship at Glen Oak?
Yeah.
Was runner-up, and maybe that's vice versa. Was runner-up, then champion. That's 40 years ago.
40 years ago. And he stayed with Glen Oak for a little while.
Then he went to Jackson.
He was at Jackson. He was at Central for a while. Did a nice job.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure when he got back into it as far as an assistant here at Lake. Was he anywhere after?
I think he was still at Jackson up until last year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he must have I know he lives in Plain Township. His kids went to school with me, both Glen Oak grads.
Yeah.
Saw his son this past weekend at the Brookside Christmas holiday thing. Great people, great family. I'm happy to see him still here.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of these guys at that age, they've done it so long, they don't know what else to do.
Yeah, and they're comfortable, and it's like, hey, what else do I really have a passion for now? I'm not just going to turn on the light and something new into my life when you know what I mean? It's like you go where you're comfortable and you do what you do.
And I don't know retirement life yet. I'm not there. I hope I get there tomorrow after I hit the Powerball. But I mean, what if you don't have practice every day? You don't have something to keep you occupied. What do you do all day?
Right.
You know. So I guess you could sit at home and watch the old lady yell at you, but most guys are they don't want to.
Honey,
do that.
got to go.
Yeah. Hey,
honey, I got to go do a thing.
And she probably wants you to go.
I got to go see a guy.
Yeah, you're bugging me. Get out of here. Yeah, I got to go see a guy.
Funny story. It's funny. We're talking about baseball. Great story about Gary Isler. When I was coming up through, I was 13, 14, just getting to be a freshman.
Yeah.
Gary is a great pitching coach.
Is he?
And he took me aside a couple of summers and tried to teach me how to throw a curveball, because I wasn't allowed to throw curves as a young man, which I think was right. A lot of kids screw their arms up early. There's no reason to be doing that. And he kind of took me under his wing a little bit and he tried. Believe me, he tried. I just couldn't snap it. I just couldn't. I don't know what the deal was, but he's a great pitching coach.
Did you throw one as you got older?
No, I never. No, I was fastball, forkball, changeup. That was it.
Really?
That was it. I relied on control, and I relied on sneaking the fastball by you, and I relied on my guys behind me, and it worked out. But I never could master a slider or a curveball.
So you could just keep it low, and they'd hit the ground ball, and you get them out.
Yeah, that's all I could do. I mean, that was it.
How did you hold the forkball?
I had that baby like sunk in between my middle and index finger.
Did it drop or did it move?
Yes, dropped. But you throw it the same way you throw a fastball. Same motion.
Actually,
it just
exactly
tumbles.
the same.
Yes. So if you throw it right, it should tumble right when it gets to the knee. Bottom goes down. Yeah.
But you watch a lot of guys strike out swinging right over top of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And I laughed. I said, gotcha, sucker. Here comes that 60-mile-an-hour heater, baby. It's going to look 80.
Is there anything better as a pitcher when there's nobody on and you strike them out and they throw it to third, hit it to second, hit it to short, and you do your little circle and just grab it
That's right. Get the ball back. Get back on the hill. Rub that baseball up a little bit. Oh, yeah. There ain't nothing like it.
Or as a pitcher, I got to think it'd be like scoring 30 points in a basketball game. You only have so many moments as a pitcher to, like, shine. Right? You might get 10 batters, you might get 20.
Right.
But you strike out the side.
Oh.
That's got to be the ultimate.
You're pumped.
And you walk off and you just kind of stare over.
Oh, yeah. You look at them.
Yeah, you can't hit me today.
You look at them. They know.
Yeah, you glare. And
they know.
They know. Yeah. I've watched a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. We're going to take a break. We're coming up here to the top of the hour. We'll step away. We'll come back and wrap things up here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
High school basketball is on AM 1310 WDPN all season long. Brought to you by SARTA. I'm Christian Bigglesworth, calling boys and girls action from around the Eastern Buckeye Conference, the Alliance Aviators, the Marlington Dukes, and the West Branch Warriors. And this year, listen live and free on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook and X pages and the Q92 YouTube channel. High school basketball, powered by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Little U2 as we come back here on the show, 1310 WDPN. Sam Bourquin with you. Lee Foster, my man, joining us here. And I see some familiar faces coming in through the gate down there, I believe.
Do you?
I think. There's my eyes. I don't know. I have to take a little closer look here.
That guy's trying to be Ryan Day walking up with the vest.
Right? You got the vest, you got the beard, you got everything. Everything's going there.
Yeah, full head of hair. He colored it this morning. Don't worry about it.
Oh, my gosh. We got about 2 minutes before we wrap things up. The girls' game going on right now. It's all Lake, 19-8 over Hoover with about a minute to go. We got the boys' varsity coming up tonight on Q92 and Q92radiosports.com. And myself and Lee Foster will take you courtside for Lake and Green here on 1310 tonight. Christian will have the call of the Alliance Aviators and the West Branch Warriors. That'll be around 6:45, 7 o'clock here on 1310 WDPN. Let's see here. Cavs Bulls tonight. What? We only got about 45 seconds. What the heck is wrong with the Cavs? Are they going to figure things out, or is it still December?
My buddy calls this morning, and he's like, I'm so disgusted. He's a big Cleveland guy through and through all the sports. And I'm like, man, I still believe that you can't win with two small guards.
Yeah.
Garland and Mitchell.
I think it's time to move Garland. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even close to Mitchell. Garland's got to go.
Yeah.
And you got to go get a 6'6" guy that can go defend. I don't love Jared Allen.
I'm ready to move him, too.
I don't love Jared Allen. That's just
great person.
Yes.
But
he's not built for the
he's
NBA
not.
today.
He's not.
He's built for the NBA in the 90s. He had 30 pounds. He goes bangs against Lonzo. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the bench is not what it was. They don't have that burst when the bench gets there.
Merrill hurt, Struess is hurt, Larry Jr.'s hurt, Mobley's out for another 3 weeks.
I would argue the biggest guys they're missing are Merrill and Struess. Make plays.
You're right.
Open it up for Donovan and Garland, let the big two rebound, and those guys are shooting.
I agree.
So I think it's been a struggle.
All right, 10 seconds. Who do you like tonight? Oklahoma, Alabama.
Oh, give me the Sooners.
You like Boomer Sooner?
I think Alabama.
I don't think they should play.
No way. Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame should have been.
And I'm not a DeBoer guy. And now he never had a chance. What's wrong with Nick Saban? It's the most ridiculous thing you could ever do. But he got paid. He's still going to get paid. But no, give me Boomer Sooner.
All right, there it is. You heard it there. All right, we're going to wrap things up here on the show, 1310 WDPN. Good to be with you again, everybody. Thanks to Rainsburg. Great job, as always. Thanks to all of you for taking part in the program today. We always appreciate that. Don't forget, go Browns, go Bucks, go Cavs, go Guards. Good night. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll catch up with you on the Q tonight for high school hoops around 6:45 or 7. Until then, so long and have a great weekend, everybody.
Don't mind.